I want to say good morning to you. We are broadcasting live, ready to roll again on this Thursday. Again, we are here at Champion Chevrolet, again, the number one Chevy dealer in the state, and we have a full slate ready to roll. We're going to start here in just a minute with some beautiful young ladies coming over here from Science Hill High School, and it's a really cool thing. It's called the Clothing Closet at Science Hill. It's not really a sports topic, but you know what? These three young ladies have done a great job helping out the kids that are less fortunate than a lot of kids at Science Hill, and so Tim Copenhaver said, man, I'd love to see these girls on the show. And I said, you know what? You pay the freight, we'll have them on this show. It's not a problem. Also going to be joined by Carmichael and Dave Onge and Chris McCall. Also, William Yarber is going to join us by phone from Max Meadows and Mart. So all that coming up here in just a few minutes. We're live here again at Champion Chevrolet. Again, the number one Chevy dealer in the state. Nobody sells more Chevrolets from Memphis to Mountain City than the great folks right here at Champion Chevrolet on the Bristol Highway Motor Mile, Johnson City, championjc.com. Breaking news, it is official. Longtime Cowboy tight end Jason Witten retiring from the NFL to move to television, where he'll serve as color analyst for ESPN's Monday Night Football. That is official. Press conference tomorrow. And so he is retiring. Jerry Jones said we're going to let him stay and work it out as long as he wants to work it out till he makes a decision. Decision's been made. And so Jason Witten is stepping away from football, again, as the tight end from the Dallas Cowboys. And, of course, got his start right down the road in the land of the Cyclones at Elizabethton High School. So that is official. Jason Witten is retiring from the National Football League, and the press conference is coming up again here, as we said. It's either tomorrow. Yep, it is tomorrow. Tomorrow in Dallas. He's going to make it official. So, anyway, big stuff and exciting news, I guess, if you're a Dallas Cowboys, or if you're a Jason Witten fan. Maybe not so much if you're a Cowboys fan, because you're going to lose, without question, one of the all-time great tight ends of the National Football League. But, again, Jason Witten saying enough's enough. So he is definitely going to step away. Also coming up at Carmichael, we got NFL, we got the National Hockey League, the NBA, Major League Baseball. We got it all for you. We've got the complete rundown of all the tournaments now. Brackets are set for all the tournaments for softball and baseball, getting ready for tournament play, which starts tonight in the AA at Cardinal Park, TVA Credit Union Ballpark. Happy Valley Johnson County playing game. That winner will take on the Cyclones tomorrow night at 5 o'clock. We'll have that game for you tomorrow night, 4:30 airtime, 5 o'clock first pitch. Again, that'll be happening, as we said, from TVA Credit Union. So that's going to be going on tomorrow. And so we have the complete rundown of baseball and softball as far as who's playing where. Also, big news, young man will go ahead and tell you, Garrett Hartley named the Freshman of the Year in the Appalachian Athletic Conference. Young man from Elizabethton High School, now a freshman at Milligan College, and we call him the G-Man. Hartley made 11 starts as a freshman, team best ERA of 3.88, had 5 wins, 62 strikeouts, and a complete game shutout. And so Garrett Hartley named the Freshman of the Year in the Appalachian Athletic Conference, which is a tremendous honor, to say the least. So, and of course, his daddy and mama, Doug Hartley, of course, the pastor at Hunter Memorial Baptist Church, and his lovely sidekick, Amanda Hartley, who teaches, I think, at Keenberg Elementary. Really doesn't matter where they are and what they're doing, but they're proud mamas and proud papa for sure, as well they should be. So we're live here at Champion Chevrolet. Again, we always start our show by dedicating it to the man who hung on the cross. Psalms 118:24 is the verse of the day. It says, I have made this day, rejoice and be glad in it. And boy, it is beautiful out here today. Goodness gracious. I know some rain's coming in here this weekend and some cooler temperatures, but today we're talking low 80s and a beautiful day in the neighborhood today, no question, here on this third day of May 2018, and the countdown to Christmas, if you care. Most don't. 235 days till Christmas 2018. We'll take a quick break. We'll come right back. We'll get these young ladies in and talk about the clothing closet at Science Hill High School. We'll do that right after you hear this from our great friends right here at Champion Chevrolet here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City's huge spring sale is in full swing. We have over 600 new Chevys to choose from with savings up to 20% off MSRP. 17 Silverado 1500, 20% off MSRP with over 200 in stock. 17 Silverado HD, 13% off MSRP. 2017 Equinox Trax in Malibu, 20% off MSRP. Don't forget our Saturday parts and service hours and shopping online 24/7. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where we leave you asking, how do they do that?
Welcome to the Mini Morning News Show, where we are so excited about Chick-fil-A's Chicken Minis for breakfast that we've minified the news.
In real estate news, tiny homes for those who like everything within arm's reach.
In culinary news, micro food, because, small plates.
In entertainment news, this year it's all about the mini series.
In pop culture news, mini everything.
Because, aw. All right, thanks for listening. Now go put some mini in your morning with the chicken you love for breakfast. Chick-fil-A's Chicken Minis until 10:30 a.m.
Hi, I'm Rob Cole with Bays Mountain Park. There's something for everyone at Bays Mountain Park. Whether you're an outdoor enthusiast or simply looking to get away and relax, Bays Mountain Park in Kingsport, Tennessee is the perfect destination. For only $4 per vehicle, enjoy 3,500 acres of breathtaking scenery, featuring 40 miles of hiking trails, wildlife habitats, one of the Southeast's premier planetariums, and much, much more. For more information, please visit www.baysmountain.com or call us at 423-229-9447. Bays Mountain Park, one of the Tri-City's best places for learning, leisure, and recreation.
Back here again live on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We are joined by three lovely ladies from Science Hill High School have come in here, and let's see, we'll get this headset right here and let these ladies talk. We got one headset. We're going to split between three young ladies, and let's do this right here. Put that on right there and look up into that camera and tell everybody who you are.
Hi, I'm Kemia Mamodian from
I tried to
Science
learn
Hill
that
High
one the
School.
other day. It's Kemia Mamodium. Did I do good?
Yes,
Very good.
Mamodian.
So Mamodian?
Sometimes I struggle with that too.
Do
It's
you
fine.
really?
Yeah, yeah, I
That's your
do.
own name. That's pretty cool. All right, so tell me what this is called. Mr. Copenhaver said this would be a good thing to talk about, and it is the clothing closet at Science Hill. What's this all about?
Yes. So Sarah Miller and Rachel Lumpkin had this great idea called Topper Trunk Clothing Closet, and it's a chair. It's like a club that we made, and it's about people who are in need of clothes. Just the community all gets together and they donate their clothes that people in need, or that's just the club. Yeah.
And so when you say clothing in need, you're talking, is it prom dresses? Is it everyday attire? Is it
Yes.
shorts, T-shirts, what all?
It's basically a variety of everything. We have shirts, like all types of clothing, and we do have a chapter with Becca's Closet, who gave us a lot of their prom dresses to have a chapter of that in Johnson City. So we do have a lot of prom dresses as well.
Kemia.
Yes.
Got it. Talking Miss Kemia. Excuse me, got a frog in my throat. We're live here at Champion Chevrolet. We've got coming up talking about National Hockey League and the NBA. So this was a brainchild of who? Rachel?
Rachel Lumpkin and Sarah Miller.
Yep. Is there and there. These are both the ladies?
This is Casey
Yeah,
Garrett.
Casey. Okay, so Sarah and Casey and Kemia.
Yes.
There we go. Now, what grade are you in, by the way?
I'm a sophomore, 10th grade.
Sophomore, 10th grade.
Yes.
All right. So how many kids have used this? How do the kids, how do you let them know? Is it an embarrassing situation? I mean, tell me how this works. If I'm a kid and I want to come to the clothing closet, how's it work?
You talk to your teacher, and then the teacher sends you to the counselor's office, and they lead you to the closet that we have, and then you just pick whatever you would like. Our main issue was to not make the kids feel uncomfortable about doing this, so we figured out a way to go to the counselor's office, make them feel like everything's fine, and then you just go in and look.
Yep.
And I think we've helped over about 300 kids.
300 kids.
Yes, we
Awesome.
have.
So we're going to keep this thing rolling. How many
Of
years is this?
course.
Is this the first year?
First year, and we're doing great.
First year.
Yeah.
So, all right. If you'll let me have the headsets and swap it on to Miss Casey, just let her cut right on there. Let her talk for a few minutes. Hi, Miss Casey. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Just fine. So, do you take donations from the community? How do you get your clothes?
We take donations from everyone who likes to donate. A lot of people will, for the prom dresses, the chapter that we're in, they donate from Becca's Closet, so they'll have dresses that they'll send to us. And then a lot of people that have graduated from Science Hill will donate their dresses back, and anyone who wants to donate can donate. And then for clothes wise, we have a bin in the office at Science Hill, the main office, and they can drop their clothes in that they want to donate.
So, typically, and we're dealing with high school kids, obviously. Typically, let's start with the lady. Is it guys and girls?
Yes.
Okay, so let's start with the ladies. Typically, what sizes are in the highest demand? Folks out there listening go, okay, I may have some that my kids graduated or whatever, so what are typically the sizes that are most needed?
Well, we range in everything, so everything is welcome, but a lot of bigger sizes is what we need right now, but We have plenty of everything, but just like bigger sizes would be.
Yeah, bigger size for the ladies. Same for the guys too.
Yes.
Yeah, typically XL, double XL is kind of hard to come by. So I guess there's guys at Science Hill that wear double XL, wouldn't you think?
Yes.
Yeah, there are big boys up there. So
Yeah.
now, what grade are you in?
I'm a sophomore. 10th
You're a
grade.
sophomore too. So you guys got 2 more years to make sure this. So what is your goal? Kimia said you have helped so far about 300. If you could open the wish book, how many would you like to help? What's your goal? Do you have a goal?
Our goal is to branch out to other schools that need help. We've done that a little bit so far, and we've done really well about that. But branching out to middle schools and elementary schools is a goal that we would like to do.
Neat. What other schools have you worked with so far?
Well, we had a dress drive, and so all schools were welcome. Happy Valley, some from Happy Valley, some homeschooled kids came. Crockett, DB, yes, just from everywhere.
Casey, what's your last name?
Garrett.
Casey Garrett and Kimia Mamodian. Am I getting it?
Yes.
Mamodian. I'm going to get that up another. Hello to Frank Gardino is watching. You know him? Frankie? I don't know Frankie, so I don't know if that's a guy or lady, but they're watching, and we appreciate that. One of the folks watching. So we're talking about the clothing closet again at Science Hill. All right, let me, if you would, please pass them on down the line to Miss Sarah. Let me see if I can turn this camera and get her on, because we got to get her on too. Now, you're one of the founders, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, so this is an awesome concept, as Kimia said. So what made you sit down one day and go, gosh, I mean, what prompted all this? I think it's an awesome thing you're doing.
So Rachel and I were actually on our way to get our prom dresses, and we had run into students in the school that, you know, they wanted to go to prom, but they just weren't able to. So on the way to get our prom dresses, we were like, man, we should really start something so that other students can feel more involved in the school and go to prom as well. So that's how it originally started, and then we realized, you know, there is a need for actual, like, day-to-day clothing. So we opened the clothing closet and then eventually got the Becca's chapter, and so yeah, that's how we started it.
So they couldn't go because financially it just cost too much to go. Is that the reason? Not because they had the dates, just because they couldn't go. Gotcha.
Yes.
All right. So you said we're going to make a difference, and you have, and so 300 already. Now, is there just this time? Is it just like from now to the end of school? Is it all year long? Is it just certain times of the day? Tell me again, if I'm at Science Hill and I'm interested in coming to this closet, do I have to go to a certain period? Is there somebody in there to man it, or I just go in and just kind of go through and look for myself? How does it work?
So you can go to your counselor and tell them you're in need of clothing, or you want a prom dress for an event you have, and they will take you into the closet, and it's like a one-on-one with your counselor, and you can just pick out whatever you want. You can take as much as you need. So
Casey said you have a lot of, everything's in pretty good shape right now, but it could get depleted pretty quick. So you are looking for, I mean, let's take for a guy, for example. I mean, I'm interested in the, because I'm trying to put myself in a guy's place. I would probably be somewhat reluctant to go in and say, you know, I need some clothes, because guys just don't do this kind of things, you know. We're 10 foot tall and bulletproof. So if I did, what's in there that would, you know, what do we need to have in there for guys? Blue jeans, T-shirts, collared shirts, polo shirts. What is it that you would think you'd like to have in there predominantly for gentlemen, for guys?
for the guy side, more of like a casual vibe. We do have a lot of like collared shirts for like guys, you know, for job interviews. You can go in and get that for any event you may have. So I think we have a lot of those already, and slacks. We have a ton of slacks, but definitely jeans and just casual shirts, and definitely shoes too.
What? So you do need shoes?
Yes, we do carry some shoes. I mean, we have a pretty good stock right now, but for the next school year, we're definitely going to need more now that this is becoming more of like branching out and more, yeah.
Now, what grade are you in?
I'm a senior.
You're a senior. So what do you want to be when you grow up?
I would like to be a pediatric orthopedic surgeon.
Awesome.
So I'm going to UT for pre-med.
Awesome. Congratulations. So you're passing the baton on to these two ladies. Who else? Is there just you three and Rachel? Is there more in this kind of core group that's making this happen?
Well, this is the core group is us four, but I know Kimia and Casey are opening this up as a club at Science Hill now. So if anyone wants to join and make a difference, they can certainly do that. We are going to have like chair offices, so everyone would be like secretary, treasurer, things like that. So we've opened it up.
Out of curiosity, have you guys had your prom yet for this year?
Saturday.
It's like this coming Saturday?
Yes.
You guys going? Absolutely. What guys in high school wouldn't ask you three ladies to prom? Come on now. Where's it going to be at? The Millennium Center?
Science Hill.
Oh, at Science Hill.
Yeah.
Okay, that's neat. So you have who's the young man taking you?
Bailey Burks.
Dennis.
Just Dennis.
The Menace.
Yeah.
Let's leave it. Dennis the Menace. There we go. There we go. So that's awesome stuff, and that's very neat. So in the summertime, you want to, again, kind of get it ready. It may get depleted between now and the end of school, so you want to gear up for the fall. So folks out here watching this show, and they're all over the place watching, what do we need to do? Either get a hold of you guys, just bring it to Science Hill. How can we get involved and bring what we need to help out these guys and girls?
So we welcome any donations, and you can drop them off at either the attendance office or main office. I know the attendance office is open throughout the summer, so they will be there. Or you can just ship it if you're out of town. You can ship it to 1509 John Exum Parkway, and just put Clothing Closet on there, and we'll get it.
Kimia Mamodian. Gosh, I want to get that. Mamodian, Casey Garrett, Sarah Miller.
Yes.
Gosh, you guys are awesome. And Mr. Cobain was right. You're three lovely ladies and really doing a nice thing for these kids up there. I mean, that's awesome. And so your goal is to hopefully mushroom into other schools will kind of pick up the baton and do the same thing, right?
Yes, we're meeting with principals throughout the area to implement this program in their schools, and we also hope to branch out to the middle schools and intermediate and elementary schools in the Johnson City school system as well.
That is awesome. Awesome. So you got your dress. All right, before we go, I got to know, what color is your dress for Saturday night?
It's like blush pink.
Blush pink.
Yes.
Ma'am? Purple and? Red. All right. Now, it's been a long time since I've been to the prom. Is it still the same? You go out to eat, take pictures, go to the prom, then after the prom we all go somewhere and hang out. We did the bowling alley, which was a long time ago. So it's kind of redneck. But anyway, so is that still kind of the same itinerary?
Yeah.
So dance, eat, and so where do you know where these gentlemen are taking you? Are you all going together?
Well, she's in a different group.
Okay.
But
so
we're going to the Blackthorn to take pictures, and then the Peerless to eat, and then prom.
Awesome. Same as you guys do? Yes. Awesome. We're going to have a great evening with three handsome fellas with three lovely ladies. And so it's called the Clothing Closet at Science Hill. And we appreciate Kimia, Casey, and Sarah coming up here and being with us today. So you guys have to go back to class. Are you done for the day?
I wish I was done for the day.
I don't know.
It's a good time to go get lunch off campus when you think. Yeah, you guys, you've worked up. You've done this interview. You're listening. Makes you really hungry. I think you ought to go get something to eat before you go back.
I agree.
I think you should. All right, give me some taters, ladies. I appreciate you very much. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. We'll take a look at Major League Baseball next on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do you do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here at the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400. Your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Welcome to the Mini Morning News Show, where we are so excited about Chick-fil-A's Chicken Minis for breakfast that we've minified the news.
In real estate news, tiny homes for those who like everything within arm's reach.
In culinary news, micro food, because, small plates.
In entertainment news, this year it's all about the mini series.
In pop culture news, mini everything.
Because, aw. All right, thanks for listening. Now go put some mini in your morning with the chicken you love for breakfast. Chick-fil-A's Chicken Minis until 10:30 a.m.
Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City's huge spring sale is in full swing. We have over 600 new Chevys to choose from with savings up to 20% off MSRP. 17 Silverado 1500, 20% off MSRP with over 200 in stock. 17 Silverado HD, 13% off MSRP. 2017 Equinox Trax in Malibu, 20% off MSRP. Don't forget our Saturday parts and service hours and shopping online 24/7. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where we leave you asking, how do they do that?
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show again. Thanks again to Chip Pratt in Cincinnati, Ohio, watching the show. How you doing, my good friend? Can you get those Reds turned around any at all? I mean, is there any hope for these guys? They got beat. They get beat again last night. I think they did. Getting ready to get into Major League Baseball. Oh yeah, 3-1 to Milwaukee. Off night tonight, thank goodness, and the Miami Marlins come to town. Maybe the Reds can get something going coming up with this series. Maybe you always got to hope the next series is the one that kind of jumpstart your ball club. So hopefully we're going to try and give away some tickets to go see the Reds play this year. It is still Major League Baseball. The Reds are struggling, but a trip to Great American Ballpark is a really cool adventure. And of course, you get to go to the Reds Hall of Fame, which I've had the pleasure of going to back in the day. Man, ain't nothing like that now. That's awesome. So maybe we can work out, Chip, get us some old ticks to go up there and watch the Reds play. NBA last night, it was Utah and the Houston Rockets. Again, Utah levels the series, winning last night 116-108. Big win for the Utah Jazz on the road to Houston. Series leveled again at 1-1. Tonight, you've got the Cavaliers in Toronto. Cleveland up 1-0 in the overtime win the other night. They'll not drop the puck, but they'll tip it up at 6 o'clock tonight in Toronto. Cavaliers and Toronto, game 2 of that series. Also game 2 tonight in Boston and Beantown, the Celtics playing host to the Philadelphia 76ers. That'll be a tip-off to go right around 8:30 tonight on TNT, the Cleveland-Toronto game on ESPN. And again, Utah, as we said, big win last night for the Jazz going into Houston. It's been kind of a foregone conclusion that this is the team's going to get to the NBA Finals, or certainly get to the Western Conference Finals to challenge the Golden State Warriors with a chance to move on and do some great things. But it didn't happen last night, as it was a win, Utah 116-108 final over the Rockets in Houston. Tonight on the ice, it is a very big ball game. Let me start over. I got all these things bouncing in my head. Starting tonight at 9:30, a very big hockey game. It will be the Nashville Predators down 2-1 in Winnipeg for game 4 of that series. And of course, you do not want, I would think, to the Predators, I don't think you want to come back to Nashville down 3-1. So it's very imperative tonight they get after them. They drop the puck at 9:30 on NBCS to get a W tonight, head back to Nashville, at least tied, because going down 3-1 and coming back home, or staying up there, either place you play, of course you're coming back home, but down 3-1's down 3-1. So very critical for the Preds. We're going to have Carmichael talking about that at the top of the hour, and he gets in here in a little while. So Preds tonight also. Washington skates in Pittsburgh, the defending Stanley Cup champions, down 2-1 in that series. Game 4 tonight. They'll drop the puck in Pittsburgh at 7 o'clock for that ball game, or for that hockey match. So that'll be going on this evening as well. So 2 big ones tonight. Washington skating in Pittsburgh, and for us here in Tennessee, the Nashville Predators down 2-1, skating in Winnipeg against the Jets. And Game 4 of that series coming up, both of those tonight. It's the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We thank you for being with us. Don't forget, coming up this weekend at Thunder Valley, Bristol Dragway, you've got this weekend the Fitzgerald Peterbilt Truck Show. It's going to be going on again at the Dragway this weekend. Again, the street fights also will be next weekend, Mother's Day weekend. There's 4 street fights this year. One has already happened, 5 street fights. One's already come along and happened. So that's where you take your vehicle up and actually drive down the Dragway here in Bristol at Bristol Dragway for a chance to race and win some prizes and some money and all that good stuff. So that is coming up next weekend on Mother's Day weekend on May the 12th. But this weekend, the Fitzgerald Peterbilt Truck Show going on again this Friday and Saturday. And that will be, as we said, tomorrow and Saturday at the Dragway, right off of the property of the Bristol Motor Speedway. Also, the Milligan cycling team, good luck to them this weekend. They're heading off to Grand Junction, Colorado for the USA Cycling Collegiate Road Race National Championships. Be held tomorrow through Sunday. And so good luck to those folks, guys and girls. They're off to see if they can't win a national championship and bring it back to Northeast Tennessee, to Milligan College. It is the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We are live here again at Champion Chevrolet. ChampionJC.com is the website to go to. Again, we will get our buddy Chris McCall is going to join us coming up here in just a few minutes and see what's going on here at Champion Chevrolet. And it is May, a brand new month. It is Derby month. So I know the Kentucky Derby, the 144th running, coming up this coming Saturday at Churchill Downs in Louisville. And so a lot of buzz about that race, as well as should be. So we'll hear from Chris and see what's going on with him, see if he's a connoisseur of horse racing, and we'll see what he'll tell us all about what's going on. Andy is off on assignment today, so we have our buddy Chris McCall is going to stop by and talk to us coming up in just a few minutes. It is official. Jason Witten retiring from the National Football League. Press conference again coming up. I believe it's this afternoon, and so he will make that announcement official that he will be going into the TV booth of Monday Night Football on ESPN. So Jason Witten retiring from the National Football League. That is official. And so Sporting News broke that story back on March the 12th that he was auditioning for TV jobs, and so obviously he did a good enough job. There's no question, if you've been around Jason Witten, he is so personable, and he won't have any problem being successful behind the camera on Monday Night Football. And so it is official. He is stepping away from the National Football League and going up into the broadcast booth on Monday Night Football. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. We'll take a look at NASCAR and Major League Baseball. Again, Carmichael joins at the top of the hour. Chris McCall is scheduled to join us coming up next year. We're live at Champion Chevrolet on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At American Import Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the things that owner Tim Smith is most proud of is their hard-earned certifications.
We are an ASE Blue Seal shop, which is important because what it tells the customer is we care enough to get certified, not in one certain area of cars. You have to be certified in 8 different certifications, in 8 different tests you have to take, and you have to be updated on them yearly to make sure that you're up to date. We not only have one of those, we have 3 ASE master technicians here. With the ratio, goes into a ratio, and we're a Blue Seal shop. So it tells you that we care about training and we care about knowing about your car. We want to help fix it right.
American Import Auto Repair, West Market Street, Johnson City, home of the free loaner car program. Open 6 days a week. Call today, 913-3111.
Hi, I'm Rob Cole with Bays Mountain Park. There's something for everyone at Bays Mountain Park. Whether you're an outdoor enthusiast or simply looking to get away and relax, Bays Mountain Park in Kingsport, Tennessee is the perfect destination. For only $4 per vehicle, enjoy 3,500 acres of breathtaking scenery, featuring 40 miles of hiking trails, wildlife habitats, one of the Southeast's premier planetariums, and much, much more. For more information, please visit www.baysmountain.com or call us at 423-229-9447. Bays Mountain Park, one of the Tri-City's best places for learning, leisure, and recreation.
If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad-spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
Back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Look at him right here on camera, my buddy Chris McCall. Let's move his camera.
Hello.
Hokey.
Hi. Yes, sir.
Where's Pig?
Pig's over there.
I love that guy. I love that guy.
Why do we acknowledge him, Tom?
He didn't even turn. That's right. He didn't even turn around and said segment for dummies.
I don't understand sometimes.
No, why do we give him?
I don't know why we give
him free airtime.
That's
don't
right.
We? Yeah, old Pig. He says segment for dummies. So we're live here at a Champion Chevrolet, and of course we're 3 days into the month. April finished up pretty strong, didn't it?
Pretty good. We had a good month in April. We had a lot of good people buying nice cars.
Yep. What was the trend? Trucks or?
Lots of trucks. Always. That's always a big portion of what we sell. But cruises, Traverses are really catching on. I mean, it's a good-looking vehicle. That new body style they did last year that's awesome.
So for folks out there that were watching that would say, okay, what's a Traverse? Sell us. What's the selling points? Who would want a Traverse?
Traverse, you want that if it's bigger than a mid-size vehicle. If you don't want that big Tahoe feel, the big SUV, and you don't want the smaller one, kind of in the Equinox or the Trax model, want something right in the middle. You can get that's a 3-seater. You can fit 8 people in that pretty easily. If you got a bunch of kids and you don't want the bigger vehicle, that's the vehicle for you. You can get it in all-wheel drive. You can get it in 2-wheel drive. It'll fit any need you need.
You had some up at the track, didn't you?
I'm sorry?
We had some up at the track during Bristol.
We did have some up at the track, yes.
Because I was one of the staff members pouring down the rain. They said, jump in, I'll give you a ride across property. And it was a Traverse. That was a sweet ride.
They're nice vehicles.
Nice
yes,
vehicle. I thought, man, I may need to talk to Tim about one of these now.
The technology on all these cars will blow your mind. I sit in the finance office a lot, so sometimes I don't keep up with some of that stuff quite the way I do. But I actually was sent to school last month, and we went over a bunch of technology on these things, and I came out just absolutely blown away with the stuff these things will do. And I mean, for kids that are younger, that they have no problem with that. For us, it's mind blowing. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like the Jetsons. You know what these cars do? They don't fly yet, but they'll do everything else you want them to. They'll tell you where you're going. They're going to be driving you there before too much longer. It's amazing.
You're telling our age. How many people out there watching have never heard of the Jetsons? The cartoon I mean,
you're probably right.
I mean, what was his name?
George.
Wife's name was?
Oh, I don't remember the wife's name.
It was Betty, wasn't it? Or Wilma?
Betty.
Betty?
Betty.
One of them was
Betty
Wilma.
Sounds right. Well, I think that's the Flintstones.
What was the dog's name on the Jetsons?
Yeah. Judy. Elroy.
Elroy, the dog.
He's got it down.
He's got it down. See, we're telling our age.
They got the Jetsons in the Metaview years ago. See, that's proof right there.
So we're telling our. So I don't know how many people out there know about the Jetsons cartoon strip, but there you go. So again, the Traverses are here, and you've got some goodies going on in the new month.
We do.
What's going on? What's kind of special we got?
We've got $11,000 off on some of our Chevy Silverados, some of the specific models, the 1500s. You can come and get in one of those. We've got a 20% off on our Cruise LTs, and that's MSRP. You look at the MSRP, you take 20% off of those, and that's what you can buy it for. Add that up real quick. It's a lot of money. So if you're interested in a new vehicle now, it's the time to buy.
Well, we're going into a gift-giving season. You have Mother's Day coming up next weekend. You've got Father's Day around the corner. Of course, graduation. A lot of kids for graduation, maybe not necessarily a new one, but a used vehicle. They've got those again, or you've got those here at Champion Chevrolet, championjc.com. So this is really the season for a lot of people out giving gifts.
Hey, you want to give a car as a gift, that is one to do. You want to make your mother happy, you give her a car for Mother's Day. That would be awesome.
Oh yeah, Mama would be very, very appreciative.
Yes, and if you want to give your mother a car for Mother's Day, you come here. We will deliver it her. We will deliver it to her. We will make a big deal. Yes, sir.
You can put a big pink bow on it.
You better believe it.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
buy the pink bow myself.
There
We'll
you
put
go.
it on there.
For Mama for Mother's Day. So that's next weekend, of course. We're talking to Chris McCall. So tell us what else you got right here.
We've got right now. We've got our Traxxas. We've got our Impalas. We've got our Malibus. They're all going to be reduced. They're all going to be put at a price that is absolutely affordable as it can be. We will not have anybody walk out of here and feel like they didn't have a great deal or get a great deal buying a car. So you pick out what you want and you'll be happy when you leave.
Of course, Chris is the finance man here at Champion Chevrolet, and so he knows firsthand on the financial end of things. We've talked about this before. Financial institutions, you deal with how many different ones?
Oh gosh, we've got 20 different institutions that we deal with, and of course we've got our couple of handfuls that we do a lot of business with, and we have a great relationship with them, and we can call up and tell them specifics. You know, today in the lending market, those things are kind of obsolete. To be able to have some banks that you can actually still talk to and have a person on the other end of the line that you can explain maybe an issue to, and if they can help you with it, that's awesome. And we have those.
So you'll take care of folks doing repeat. You'll take care of first-time folks coming in here. I mean, whatever the case may be.
We love you if you're a member of the family, and we're always looking for more members.
There you go. There you
come
go.
on in, and Champion Chevrolet will make you part of the crew.
George Jetson.
His boy Elroy. Jane, the wife.
James. The name, the wife's name is Jane, and the little girl's name was Judy.
There
right?
you go.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
Isn't that awesome?
That's it. See, you've sent me to back down. I'm going to go home tonight YouTube the Jetsons. I haven't watched the Jetsons. Yeah. So some of these cars are like the Jetsons. It's
like I said, they won't fly. They're not hovering yet, or they're not flying, but maybe they'll hover a little bit. I don't know. They're awesome.
It is awesome.
Yes,
yep.
sir.
All right, championjc.com, open on Saturdays.
Yes, sir. Here till 8 o'clock, 8:30 till 8 o'clock, Monday through Saturday.
What's Tim Copenhaver say every time at the end of the commercial?
How do they do that?
How do they do that?
That's
there
right.
you go. Good job.
How do they do that?
Hokies down right now. They're going through spring conditioning.
Going through spring conditioning, getting ready for the summer camp, I guess you'd say. So everybody's excited in Blacksburg. Everybody's excited in Hokie Country.
Hokie Country.
Yes, sir.
Who do we open with, by the way?
They're opening up with, I don't know. See, you
So I had the schedule.
threw a curveball. I did too. I was actually looking at it 2 days ago.
Here's your homework assignment.
I'll find out.
Just write them down
I can
for
write
me.
it down. I'll do that.
Or print them all.
Will you give me a disclaimer in a little while and say
I
Chris
will.
says that Tech opens up for?
Chris McCall says the Hokies, Hokie
Hi.
opens with blank.
We'll do that right now.
Well, Mr. Gotze, how are you, sir? Just fine, sir. Looking good, as always.
See, you come to Champion Chevrolet, you can see anybody here.
Oh, I've already seen my buddy a while ago. I hadn't seen him in years. Larry Muncie was in here.
Larry's awesome. Larry was actually, after he retired from Eastman, was my preacher for about 5 years.
Was he really?
He did. He took Union Christian Church in Pennington Gap. He was our preacher. We were so fortunate to have him and his wife Norma. They are awesome people.
Good peeps.
You better believe it.
You got it. Good peeps. So there you go. Yep, if you would, just write them down, because I have them at home on my desk.
I'm going to do that.
But it doesn't do any good
because
there.
I don't want to look like the big dummy I am. I'm not going to
Don't
prove
let
Pig right.
Pig will be over going segment for dummies.
That's right.
So,
That's what he does.
yeah.
It's his job.
But why can't we get Pig? Why can't we get you come over here one time and sit down?
He's going to come up. Hey, let me tell you
Here
what.
he comes. He may come over and sit
That's
down
right.
beside
Sit
you.
out here. What? Let him in, Tom.
Oh, he can come in.
Pig, come here.
Pig
Sit down.
Pig can do the show. What are you
Sit down.
talking
Look
about?
right here. Now, everyone, this is a real live pig.
Look here.
You don't. That's right, huh?
Look here.
Watch here.
That's
Wait,
like Huey,
wait,
Dewey, and Louie on this camera. Put those on, Pig, and talk to me. This is
Ask him how he got the name.
internet history right here. We got Pig on there, who always said, "What do you call it?" Me and him get on here.
Segment for dummies.
Now it is truly the segment for dummies. We brought Big Daddy Dummy in here.
So how did you get the nickname Pig?
Well, when I was in second grade,
Uh-huh.
Green Acres was on,
Yep.
and my last name's Arnold. So
I know where we're going with this.
that's how I got it.
Arnold Ziffel.
Arnold Ziffel.
There you
That was
go.
on
Pig.
the 70s, was it? The 60s.
Yes.
Talk about dating ourselves.
Yes. Now, Pig.
Been a day or two.
Pig's you're one of the salesmen. How long you been here?
Been here 11 years.
11 years selling these bow ties. So
Yes, sir.
right now we got some great deals going on in the month of May too, right? They can come see you.
Come see me, yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Come see the Pig Man.
Yes, sir. Me and Chris get it financed for him.
Getting financed. So since we started this beginning of the year, I'm going to guess you sold more trucks than anything else.
Oh, yeah.
Is that a fair statement?
Mm-hmm.
All right. What's the second most popular thing you've sold so far? New. Traverses?
Probably, yeah.
Oh. Yeah, he was telling me it's a sweet. I know it is a sweet ride. I
If we
wrote
just get some. We don't have that many. We got a few, but not what we need.
We move them in, move them out, don't
Move
we?
them in, move them out.
Yeah.
We can get them.
Yeah. And then used vehicles, you sell a bunch of those too, right? You'll sell anything. You're in here with trucks and.
I say you, Chris.
No. All right. Now, before I let Pig go, you're a Hokie man. I'm a Marshall man. This guy's a big UT guy. Do we have the right one down in Knoxville? What do you think about Jeremy?
Probably
Pruitt?
so.
Yeah.
Hope so.
Yeah. So what's your prognostication for this football season coming up?
I'm afraid to say. I really don't know.
They've got.
It could be either way.
Yeah. Okay, we open up with West Virginia and Charlotte.
That's a biggie.
East Tennessee State, Knoxville. UTEP and Knoxville. That's a checkbook game. They should thump them and give them a check. By the way, I got a story where Alabama's going to pay Utah State. This is unbelievable. $2 million come play a game.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
How awesome is that?
$2 million come in and get your brains beat out. I'll buy a lot of shoulder pads and
I was
helmets
going
for
to
it.
say that's going to fund. That's going to put a whole lot of money back.
Yeah, I got the story over here. I got it right here. That Alabama's going to, for a checkbook game, going to pay the Utah State Aggies right at $2 million to come play football. Florida and Knoxville. So you got Charlotte, neutral site, then Knoxville, East Tennessee State, Knoxville, UTEP, Knoxville, Florida. You go to Georgia.
The first game in that Florida game is real big.
Okay.
That's real, real, real big.
Open date. In the month of October, you go to Auburn, come back home to Alabama, go to South Carolina.
It's a tough stretch right
Oh
there.
boy, I'm telling you. Come back home. South Carolina's improved. Then you come back home to Charlotte. That's homecoming. UNC Charlotte now. Then Kentucky and Knoxville, Missouri and Knoxville, and end up at Vanderbilt in Nashville. Pretty tough schedule.
Yep.
So the argument out there is the SEC is not the toughest conference in college football. ACC argues that point. The Big Ten argues that point. Peg right there, buddy. Every Saturday you're hammering it with somebody. There's not too many cream puffs on that schedule.
Nope.
So, but I will say this too: the ACC is getting much tougher too. You got the Louisvilles and the Miamis and the Virginia Techs, and who am I leaving out? Or Clemson. Hello. Florida State. Virginia's gotten much better, so the ACC's really come up. I would think in a power conference. Well, I'll get somebody to light me up on this one. I'm going to say that the ACC is almost on the par of the Big Ten now.
That's probably good.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at it, because
I would say that.
Yeah, because you got Ohio State, Michigan, and you got Wisconsin, you got Nebraska, you got Michigan State. So SEC for me, ACC, Big Ten kind of hanging, Big 12 right below it. Of course, the Big 12 folks would argue that point too, but.
Oh yeah, but that's that.
So anyway, the Pigmans. You want to throw out a number? You want to go 9-3, 8-4, 7-5?
I'd love to. I'd love to go 9-3.
Go 9-3.
I don't know that. No.
But you'd be tickled
I'd
pink
be
when you go
tickled
9-3.
pink.
Yeah.
I'd be tickled with 7.
Tim, you'd be tickled with what?
7.
7. Would you just send Andy a memo that we got it covered now from here on out? It's the boys are back in town.
I just improved the
the ratings
for Dubbies.
we just got dummied.
We just got dummied. That's good.
We're the biggest, biggest.
Curly, Moe, and Larry. You guys are awesome. All right, so ChampionJC.com. That's the name of the game. That's where they got to go to the website. So they really can. I know when I bought my car here, I got on the net at 2 o'clock in the morning, knew what I wanted, knew the price I wanted to go in the area, started shopping, going, okay, and I had 4 cars I wanted. Ron, who's no longer here, retired, and so came in here, I called, Ron answered the phone, took care of the deal, went down through the internet, came in and gave you the check, the financing, done.
Did he give you any change? Did he give you any change?
He gave me a handshake.
Oh, did he?
And he gave me this, and then I got a bill in the mail. He charged me for it. So got this little gizmo here. I thought, man, that's so nice. Gave me this thing, and Chris personally sends $2.10. I thought, man, that's a tough crowd. That's it. All right, guys, I appreciate you very much. Thanks for coming over here. And the segment for dummies is about to go to the break. How about that? Is that good?
That's good.
Pig has made his maiden voyage.
He's here.
He's in. He's part of the team. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the things that owner Tim Smith is most proud of is their hard-earned certifications.
We are an ASE Blue Seal shop, which is important because what it tells the customer is we care enough to get certified, not in one certain area of cars. You have to be certified in 8 different certifications, in 8 different tests you have to take, and you have to be updated on them yearly to make sure that you're up to date. We not only have one of those, we have 3 ASE Master Technicians here with the ratio. It goes into a ratio, and we're a Blue Seal shop, so it tells you that we care about training and we care about knowing about your car. We want to help fix it right.
American Import and Auto Repair, West Market Street, Johnson City, home of the free loaner car program. Open 6 days a week. Call today, 913-3111.
Hi, I'm Rob Cole with Bays Mountain Park. There's something for everyone at Bays Mountain Park. Whether you're an outdoor enthusiast or simply looking to get away and relax, Bays Mountain Park in Kingsport, Tennessee is the perfect destination. For only $4 per vehicle, enjoy 3,500 acres of breathtaking scenery, featuring 40 miles of hiking trails, wildlife habitats, one of the Southeast's premier planetariums, and much, much more. For more information, please visit www.baysmountain.com or call us at 423-229-9447. Bays Mountain Park, one of the Tri-City's best places for learning, leisure, and recreation.
If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
Back with the Tom Dover Sports Show. Thanks for being with us again. We are live here, as we said. We're on the road at Champion Chevrolet in the Bristol Motor Mile, Johnson City, and nobody sells more vehicles than Champion Chevrolet, a bow tie line in the state of Tennessee, than these great folks right here. And awful proud to come over and be a part of this bunch every Thursday. And of course, Pig has made his debut here on the show, so he's now part of the broadcasting team. Pig Arnold, he's a good man. He's named after Arnold Ziffel from Green Acres. That's great. All right, let's run down the scoreboard last night in Major League Baseball. Red Sox beat the Royals 5-4. It was the Tigers over the Rays 3-2. Twins blanked the Blue Jays 4-0. We'll talk about some of these individual performances coming up here in just a moment. Indians all over the Rangers 12-4. Cardinals beat the White Sox 3-2. Rockies 11, Cubs 2. Giants beat the Padres 9-4. It was in Washington 9-3 over Pittsburgh. Braves continue their great baseball play. They beat and shut out the Mets 7-0. Brewers beat the Reds 3-1. Phillies shut out the Marlins 6-0. Yankees continue their domination of the Astros, beating them 4-0 in Houston. And the Dodgers over the Diamondbacks 2-1. Angels beat the Orioles 10-7, and the Athletics 3, the Mariners 2 in Major League Baseball. Albert Pujols now 2 hits from joining the 3,000 hit club. He had 2 hits last night, one of those a home run for the Angels. 3 is the magic number again after launching a solo shot against Baltimore. That is home run number 620 of Albert Pujols' career, for those wondering. And so the Angels will conclude their series against the Orioles today. It'll be Baltimore scheduled to start Chris Tillman. So Albert Pujols, 620 home runs, and again 2,998 base hits. So obviously this guy is a lock for Cooperstown and the Baseball Hall of Fame. James Paxton for the Mariners had a big night. 16 strikeouts across 7 innings against the Oakland A's. Again, they went ahead and lost the game, though, 3-2 as the bullpen coughed it up. Mariners lose it after Paxton had 16 strikeouts. Again, the A's win it 3-2. Yankees again behind Severino and Giancarlo Stanton continue their American League Championship Series, winning this time 4-0. Severino threw a shutout, his first career complete game, holding the Astros to 5 hits and a walk while striking out 10 Houston Astros. Stanton, of course, 3-hit night, homered twice, drove in all 4 Yankee runs as part of a 3-hit showing against Dallas Keuchel. And so the series finale there is this afternoon. Tanaka will go for the Yankees, and Lance McCullers will start for the Houston Astros. That ball game will be coming up again. Let's see, that will start. Let's see if we can get that for you down here on the American League, and that will be compliments of Johnson City Press. 8:10 tonight. No, that's wrong. The 2:10 this afternoon. In fact, I got the wrong paper, so I got yesterday's paper. Now let's get the correct paper, Tom, and it'll probably be able to tell you where you need to be. There you go. Amazing when you get the right paper. 2:10 first pitch, Yankees and Houston this afternoon in the series finale. What else happening in Big League Baseball? Again, Yu Darvish, not a good start for the Chicago Cubs. 7 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned in 4 1/3 innings. Walked 3, allowed 3 home runs, including 2 in the 5th inning that precipitated his departure. Yu Darvish, not a good start. His ERA now up to 6 for the Cubs. This is a guy that signed a 6-year, $126 million deal coming over from the Los Angeles Dodgers for the Cubs, and so not a good start for Yu Darvish. And again, Cubs lose yesterday over and above what happened anyway. So Cubs got hammered by the Rockies 11-2, and Darvish not so far performing up to his very, very financially rich expectations. Twins have been playing pretty terrible baseball for the last couple of weeks. Minnesota entering yesterday's game losing 3 in a row and 11 of the last 12. They tapped rookie Fernando Romero to make his Major League debut, and he did. Worked 5 2/3 scoreless innings, allowing only 4 hits while striking out 5, and so Fernando Romero had a big win. Hello, Chris Stein watching. Thank you, my friend. Fernando Romero had a big outing for the Minnesota Twins in his Major League debut. Also, Mookie Betts, not 1, not 2, but 3 home runs last night for the Red Sox. Again, the Red Sox losing that game, if I'm not mistaken, to the Royals 5-4. See if I got that right. And I did. Red Sox won at 5-4. Mookie Betts, not 1, not 2, but 3 home runs in a winning Red Sox effort. His 4th 3-homer game of his career, and get this, that is a Red Sox record. He broke the splendid splinter Ted Williams record for 3-homer games. Mookie Betts last night 4 for 4, 3 homers, 3 runs, and 3 RBIs. He now is batting .365, 11 home runs, 32 runs scored, and 21 RBIs. The 11 home runs took over the lead in the Major League Baseball for the most home runs so far this season. So Mookie Betts breaking the splendid splinter Ted Williams' record for most 3-home run ball games as a Boston Red Sox It's pretty impressive stuff for Mookie Betts. Cleveland Indians offense coming to life. Scored 7 runs on Monday, 6 on Tuesday. In the Wednesday matinee, the Tribe knocked the ball around the yard for 12 runs on 15 hits. The offense starting to click for the Cleveland Indians. Again, they got a big win. And that happened yesterday in Major League Baseball. And final score, Indians, let's see. Well, where are we here? Here we go. Let's go ahead and do this right here and take care of that, so I don't have to keep flipping these pages. It was the Cleveland Indians again winning yesterday. Indians beat the Rangers 12-4, and so they've now 7 runs on Monday, 6 on Tuesday, and 12 runs on 15 hits yesterday for the Cleveland Indians. Carlos Martinez does it all again for the Cardinals. Worked 7 1/3 innings, allowing just 1 run on 5 hits. He's now 3-1 with a 1.40 ERA on the young season. Oh, by the way, he hit his first Major League career home run as well for Carlos Martinez of the St. Louis Cardinals. Let's run down the schedule for today. We'll take a break. Carmichael's in the house, ready to go. Toronto at Cleveland. These are all afternoon games. It's a doubleheader, too. Toronto at Cleveland, game 1 at 1:10. Game 2 will be right around 4:40. Yankees at Houston. Detroit at Kansas City. Toronto at Cleveland, all-day games. Tonight, under the lights, you've got Boston at Texas. Minnesota at Chicago. Baltimore against the Angels in Los Angeles. Again, Big Albert Pujols needs 2 for 3,000. Home run number 620 last night. And Oakland plays at Seattle. In the National League, day games, Pittsburgh at Washington, Toronto and the Braves in New York against Vargas. That's a 1:10 first pitch. And the Dodgers in Arizona, in a light schedule today in Major League Baseball for the National League. Tomorrow, series is opening up across the Major League Baseball schedule in the American League. Tomorrow night, Cleveland, good matchup. Cleveland and the Yankees in New York. Oh boy, Cleveland the front runner in the Central. The Yankees 2 behind Boston in the East. They'll go head-to-head tomorrow night at Yankee Stadium for the weekend. Toronto at Tampa Bay. Boston at Texas. Minnesota will be in Chicago. Detroit at Kansas City. Houston and Arizona. There's another great matchup. The Astros of the West in the American League and the Diamondbacks, the top team in the West in the National League, will get after it starting tomorrow night in Arizona. Baltimore at Oakland, and the Los Angeles Angels will be at Seattle. In the National League, your schedule for this weekend: Philadelphia at Washington, Colorado against the Mets, Miami opens up a series in the land of the Reds, the hapless Cincinnati Reds, San Francisco at Atlanta, Pittsburgh and Milwaukee, Cubs and the Cardinals go head-to-head starting tomorrow night at Busch Stadium. The Dodgers take on San Diego at Monterrey, Mexico, and Houston will be at Arizona. And again, right now in the Central Division, it will be the Cubs. The Cardinals a half game out of first behind Milwaukee, and the Cubs a half a game back. They're 1 full game back behind Milwaukee. So Cardinals and Cubs will do battle and get after it again starting tomorrow night at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. Quick break. You see him sitting there ready to go. We'll launch him right after this. We're live here at Champion Chevrolet. Carmichael joins us next here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the 8 areas of your vehicle that takes constant continuing education is the air conditioner on your vehicle.
Well, you would think that AC would be a simple one, but it's getting to be a lot bigger than just AC. It's the management of the system, not just AC, but heat and everything. It's a lot more computer controlled than it used to be. It used to be just a little button on the dash that you pushed. Now there's all kinds of electronics involved in that. Braking systems used to be fairly simple. Now some of the newer vehicles, you have to have a computer to actually operate the braking system to make sure that it's okay after you've worked on it. Computer controlled of the engine is becoming very important. There's a lot to that. Each one of these areas, the technology has just tripled and quadrupled in the last few years. It's hard to keep up. You really need to stay in the books and know what's going on with them.
American Import and Auto Repair, Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111. Blue Lizard Australian Sunscreen originated in Australia, where sunscreen standards are the strictest in the world. Although our products are now manufactured here in the U.S., we continue to adhere to the most stringent Australian standards to offer the best in broad-spectrum sun protection. Blue Lizard, the brand most recommended by pediatricians and dermatologists. Our smart bottle turns blue in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. You bring the sun, Blue Lizard brings the magic.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, One call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call, and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here are the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance. We follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400. Your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Welcome to the Mini Morning News Show, where we are so excited about Chick-fil-A's Chicken Minis for breakfast that we've minified the news.
In real estate news, tiny homes for those who like everything within arm's reach.
In culinary news, micro food, because, small plates.
In entertainment news, this year it's all about the mini-series.
In pop culture news, mini everything.
Because, aw. All right, thanks for listening. Now go put some mini in your morning with the chicken you love for breakfast. Chick-fil-A's Chicken Minis until 10:30 a.m.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, he is there. Is our man Carmichael joining us. Good afternoon, my good friend. How are you?
I'm okay. On this Chamber of Commerce.
Man, isn't that beautiful?
Oh, mercy. Man. Temperature's just right. Just enough wind to make it just okay. I mean, you couldn't
perfecto.
Yes, you couldn't ask for a better day.
Spring has sprung in the hills of East Tennessee. We've got lots to talk about. Of course, the breaking story, it's not really breaking anymore, but it was as of yesterday. Jason Witten is officially stepping away. That'll be happening apparently this afternoon, a press conference in Dallas. So a longtime Cowboys tight end retiring from the National Football League to move to TV, where he'll serve as color analyst for ESPN's Monday Night Football. Not a lot of crocodile tears. Guys getting paid $4 million.
$4 million to do Monday Night Football. A rookie, basically a rookie announcer getting paid $4 million to do Monday Night Football. And he's had a great career. One of the greatest tight ends to ever play the game. One of the greatest receivers, especially Dallas Cowboy players, to ever play the game. He'll go to Canton in, I think it's 5 years. They have to wait 3 or 5 years. He'll go at the end of his time. I'm sure he'll go on the Ring of Honor in Jerry's world, maybe this year or at least by next year. And Monday Night Football has revamped. I mean, they lost Gruden to the Raiders, and Sean McDonough went back to college football. So I believe it's Joe Tessitore is going to be the new who does a lot of SEC games as the new lead announcer, and Jason will be the new commentator.
Pretty sweet deal to go up and do 16 games and make $4 million, roughly thereabout. Probably some more of that with the playoffs, but still, $4 million is okay. And yeah, he's a shoe-in for the NFL Hall of Fame, I would think. So Jerry Jones is one of the 5 greatest Cowboys ever, which is a pretty high accolade coming, considering all the great Cowboys down through the years that they've had. So
that's Jerry's opinion, though, on that. It's a Cowboy fan, but it's still he is one of the great Cowboys, and considering he's just a good old boy from here in Elizabethton, and went to the University of Tennessee. There's now Amazon Prime now. If anybody has Amazon, there is an All or Nothing. They kind of do the season of the Cowboys, where in-depth look and stuff. Watch the first episode. Shows Jason, even 15-year veteran, getting up at 5:30 in the morning and going to the practice facility during the season to work to get ready for the season. Get there and do his training and do his game preparation work.
It is official. Jason Witten retiring from the National Football League and will move into the broadcast booth in ESPN's Monday Night Football. All right, National Hockey League. Tampa Bay, Boston. Last night, Lightning win at 4-1 in Beantown. Go up 2-1 after 3 games. Game 4 coming up later on, I guess, tomorrow night. So Tampa Bay, Boston, 4-1 Lightning. What do you take out of that one?
Well, I wrote Tampa Bay. I said last June after the Stanley Cup playoffs, I like Tampa Bay going to the Stanley Cup this year. I still like them. I think they're more talented than Boston. They're a little bit more disciplined than Boston. If they get their front line going with Steven Stamkos, they're going to beat Boston.
San Jose skates past Vegas last night 4-0. That series now tied at 2. And so, big win last night for the Sharks in the Shark Tank.
Yes, and San Jose had to have that win last night. To me, they're a more talented team than Las Vegas. Las Vegas is the feel-good story of the National Hockey League, the expansion team who makes it to this far, had the best record or second best record in the West. But I think San Jose's just got a little bit more experience, and too much experience, and they'll end up winning this series out.
Tonight on the ice, big game for Nashville. They're down 2-1 in Winnipeg. I don't think you want to come back to Nashville down 3-1. Game 4, they drop the puck tonight at 9:30. Can the Predators do it?
They can. They've got to be disciplined. We've talked about it during the playoffs. They've taken way too many penalties. That's what killed them Tuesday night. Took so many penalties in the third period. And when you take that many penalties, even though the team maybe doesn't score, you're out there expending a lot of energy playing shorthanded. And eventually it catches up to you. Somewhere down the road, you're tired. Maybe you don't get off at the end of a long shift, and you're tired. And eventually it catches up, and it did the other night. I mean, with a 3-0 lead, gave up the first goal, the Buffalo goal that was like that booming shot from about 40 feet away that went in. Then they give up the second goal quick, and that's where I would have used my timeout if I was Pierre Laviolette. He chose not to. They score that third goal like within 30 seconds later, and then they ask him, well, why didn't you use? He said, well, I didn't think my players could even hear as loud as it was in Winnipeg on. But it's like you got to do anything to slow the momentum down. They've got to be disciplined. If they lose tonight, it's over. I mean, they may go back and win Nashville Saturday night, but I don't see Winnipeg. I don't see them being able to beat Winnipeg 3 straight times if they can't win tonight.
At this point, the series after tonight will go to a 1-1-1.
Correct, and you've got to win again. Somewhere along the line now, you've got where you lost that first game in Nashville. You've got to win at least one game in Winnipeg to win the series.
So they'll skate tonight again. They'll drop the puck at 9:30 at Winnipeg. Again, the Jets up 2-1 to the best of 7. And then the other one tonight, Washington skating at Pittsburgh. The defending Stanley Cup champions down 2-1. And so they're counting with their back against the wall against the Capitals.
They are. Tom Wilson from the Capitals suspended 3 playoff games for that cheap hit. He's had a couple cheap hits in the series. And we'll see if the Penguins can respond to what happened that last game. Washington, though, has been playing really well in the playoffs. I think they're going to be able to beat Pittsburgh and get over the hump.
NBA last night, Utah evens that series in Houston, beating the Rockets 116-108. Big win for Utah, and man, what a turnaround team since the All-Star break.
Even without Ricky Rubio, I mean, not being able to play, they went to Alex Burks. They went to Dante Exum, who's a kid that they drafted in the first round a few years ago from Australia. His dad Cecil played at North Carolina, and they thought, this kid is going to be a great talent. Well, it's taken him a while to mature. And last night you saw glimpses of his talent. Just a really outstanding job to win on the road. And you have to have, if you're the team that's the underdog, you've got to be able to win one of those road games to win the series. Now they're going back to playing Salt Lake City, and that's a wild, crazy place to play at.
NBA tonight, the Cleveland Cavaliers, LeBron and the boys will be back in Toronto. 6 o'clock, they'll tip it up on ESPN. Cavaliers lead that best of 7, obviously the overtime win, and they lead it 1-0. What's your take tonight on this one?
LeBron didn't, even though he had a triple-double Tuesday night, he really didn't play that well. And Cleveland was able to steal that game with J.R. Smith playing really well on offense. Besides, J.R.'s had an outstanding playoff series defensively. Kyle Korver shot the ball better. And finally, somebody woke Tyrone Lue up and said, you need to play Tristan Thompson. And Tristan Thompson's played the last 2 games. He's done well. They're going to have Tristan Thompson to be able to succeed in this series because somebody has to be able to try to shut down Valanciunas for Toronto, and you need a big body to do that. And Tristan Thompson can bring that to you despite his personal issues with the Kardashian family right now.
Want to say hello to Roy Head and Renee McNeil and Jennifer Johnson and Leanne Larimer and Jeremy Boskin. Again, Coach Boskin watching down in Cleveland, Tennessee. Appreciate him. He's getting ready to go off, or he is the new coach now at Knox Halls. And so congratulations to Jeremy. And again, we'll try and get him on the show and talk about that because he's a young man who was here and now has moved on to Cleveland, Tennessee, and now moving on into Knox Halls. Hello to Becky Irvin. Haven't seen that young lady in a long time. Hope you're doing great. Philadelphia and Boston tonight. That game 2 of that series, Celtics lead it 1-0. A little surprise. Celtics got their first one.
If you don't realize, but now Brad Stevens may be the best coach in the NBA, or I'm sorry, second best coach in the NBA behind Popovich, but definitely the best young coach in the NBA. He loses Gordon Hayward first 5 minutes of the season. He loses Kyrie Irving for 2 months or a month and a half ago. He's had injury. Jason Tatum's injured right now, but he still wins. He still figures out a game plan to win. Al Horford has been playing well. Terry Rozier has been playing well. I mean, this is you've got to hand it to Boston to be able to figure out ways to still stay in and survive in this series.
We are talking to our buddy Carmichael again. What's going on? We'll take a break here, a little bit here. What's going on in Parks and Rec right now?
We are in the first week of adult softball season. We've got it going on. We're also looking for tennis instructors. If you have a little bit of tennis knowledge, you don't have to be Rafael Nadal. You don't have to be Roger Federer. But if you can have a little bit of tennis knowledge, you're at least 16 years old. We're looking for tennis instructors for our summer tennis program. It starts June 4th. We're taking registrations now for the tennis program. It's $50 for a city resident, $55 for a non-city resident. You get an hour and 15-minute lesson for four days a week for 6 weeks. About 25 hours and all in lessons for only $50. You can't beat that. It's $2 a lesson. You can't beat that with a stick.
I'm auditioning. You think I could be an instructor?
You could be, and then you've got that. You've got it down. You've got it down. You could be the. Let's see. I'm trying. With your mock, you would look like Bjorn Borg or Venus Gerulaitis or the late Venus Gerulaitis on the court.
Bjorn Borg with the hair.
Yes.
Yeah. All needs one of the. They used to wear a white headband.
The headband. Yeah. And the only professional tennis match I've ever saw was at Freedom Hall. John McEnroe and Venus Gerulaitis played in an exhibition up there in 1981 or 82.
This guy doesn't forget anything. He's got a memory. It's unbelievable. We're talking to our buddy Carmichael with the Johnson City Parks and Rec. NASCAR news. Spencer Gallagher suspended indefinitely from NASCAR for violating the sanctioning body's substance abuse policy. He's agreed to participate in the Road to Recovery program. So obviously he did something he wasn't supposed to do. He got caught, tested positive, so he is out of the car. He has been suspended indefinitely, and NASCAR has come back and said he will not be granted a waiver to be championship eligible. So he not only is going to be out of the car until he gets himself turned around, which is that's the most important thing, to get help and get him fixed. But again, he just won down at Talladega over the weekend, so he will not be granted a waiver to be championship eligible, and that's a tough situation this young man's put him in. Consequences for your choices.
And it's right, and you made the decision to do what you did. But it's like anything else. It's a sickness, and you need to get help for this. If you've got this substance abuse policy or alcohol policy, this is something that you need to get help for. You've got to take care of yourself first, more than your career.
There you go. Your guy won. As soon as I saw it on Sunday, I thought, man, somewhere Carmichael's excited because Joey Logano, his hero, won down at Talladega.
And maybe he's not. Maybe he had the pressure was to win. Maybe he's not getting as many cheesecake driving duties as he has in the past, so he had to win.
Mike's Medicine Mart's watching. Thank you, kids. Appreciate you very much. As we're here live again, we're going to be talking to William Yarber coming up here in a little while from Mike's Medicine Mart. We're here again, and we are talking to my man Carmichael. So we head off to the Monster Mile, Dover, Delaware this weekend for the AAA 400 Drive for Autism, which I think is a phenomenal sponsor of this race. And we salute the folks at Dover for bringing them on as a corporate sponsor for several years now to be the title sponsor, the title name of the race, the AAA 400 Drive for Autism. Jimmy Johnson, 11-time winner. And this guy again.
Who?
Yeah, JJ. He's the guy that leads this. He's won 6 in the spring and 5 in the fall, so he's dominated this track, and he needs a good run this weekend.
Well, the big story, really, besides the ratings and the decline in ticket sales, to me, the other big story as NASCAR is what's happened to the Hendrick cars. I mean, have you heard from a Hendrick car all year long?
No, not much.
I mean, that has been the dominant pretty much over the last 15 years. That's been the most dominant program in the sport, and they've just disappeared. I mean, they've almost, they've become just like Roush Fenway, or maybe even lower than Roush Fenway right now. And they've got to somehow get it turned around. I'm sure Papa Rick's is not happy in Charlotte with the performance of his drivers and his teams.
Your points right now, you have Gibbs, Kyle Busch, Penske, Joey Logano, Stewart-Haas, Kevin Harvick, Stewart-Haas, Clint Bowyer, Stewart-Haas, Kurt Busch, Penske, Bradley Kozlowski, Joe Gibbs, Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, Penske, Martin Truex Jr., Front Row Sports, Furniture Row Sports, and then Kyle Larson, Chip Ganassi. You have to go down to the 12th spot to find you got Hendrick driver Alex Bowman currently 12th, Jimmy Johnson 14th. Then you have to go down to Chase Elliott 18th, and then William Byron 20th. That's your top four. Hendrick's
and when you're down there to the bottom of that, like that 14, 15, you're almost starting to fall out of contention.
Sure.
And you know, this is probably one of the longest dry spells of Jimmy Johnson's career as far as wins, and especially top 2 or 3 finishes. He's just not raced well at all this season.
Getting his 84th victory this weekend, if he does win, because going in, he's odds-on favorite. He would tie himself NASCAR Hall of Fame drivers Darrell Waltrip and Bobby Allison to the all-time list. So that's a big if, because he has struggled to say the least. And right now that would put Jimmy Johnson's currently 7th in the all-time wins list. And so he's tied with Kel Yarborough. And yes, he would tie Allison and Waltrip for the all-time wins list. Of course, Petty has it with 200. So we'll see what he does this weekend. Of course, there's some other guys. Logano, you got Truex is one there. He's been pretty consistent and pretty solid, again, at Dover over the years. Ryan Newman has run pretty good over the years. And
Dover used to be a route when Mark Martin, and especially when Matt Kenseth was starting with Roush, that used to be a place where Roush ruled the roost for a long time. And you know, hopefully, and when is Matt Kenseth, is he coming back this week? Or
next week, Kansas.
Kansas, okay.
Next week in Kansas. So, hey, we're talking to our buddy Carmichael from the Johnson City Parks and Rec. Back to NBA news. Thunder general manager Sam Presti says Billy Donovan will come back despite a disappointing season. He had Paul George and Carmelo Anthony to join reigning MVP Russell Westbrook. Even with the added star power, the Thunder won just one more regular season game than last year. Lost in the first round of the playoffs again, but they say Donovan's safe.
Well, you can't have somebody like Westbrook jacking up 43 or 48 shots in the last playoff game. He pretty much, Paul George disappeared in the last game after being a pretty decent playoff performer through most of the early part of that series. He disappeared. He had like 5 points in the final game. Carmelo, was another one. They just didn't know. I really don't think they knew how to use Carmelo this year. I don't suspect those two players will be back. And if they're not, you know, what's the use of having Russell and spending all that kind of money to just sit here and watch him throw up 50? Are you going to sit here now and watch him shoot 50 times in a game?
Still an incredible statistic. We talked about this last week or 2 weeks ago. Westbrook averaged a triple-double every single game for 2 years. That would be, if he played in every game, I'd have to go back and look, but he had 164 games. He had a triple-double every single game. That is an incredible statistic. Every night he had triple-double, which would be points, rebounds, and assists.
But if you don't win,
doesn't matter.
You can have all the stats. You can have all the stats in the world. And if you're not, you know, if you're not a better basketball team, and I don't know that I've never bought the idea of Billy Donovan as a very good NBA coach. He's a good college coach. There's no doubt about it. But I just think the NBA is just quite not his cup of tea.
Romeo Langford says he's going to play basketball in Indiana. Archie Miller's elated because they thought they were going to lose him. He's up against Duke and North Carolina and Vanderbilt and Kentucky. And so Langford says he's going to be a Hoosier.
They said that the line to get in at the gym, they started like at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock that morning. People waiting to get in to hear his announcement at the gym. I mean, you're just going to see him for 1 year. I mean, that's all that, you know.
He's going to head out.
And you just, he's a one and doneer, and you hope that he's worth all the hype. You know, is he Steve Alford, who was a great college player, or is he, Damon Bailey, the other kid that Bobby Knight said was the greatest player. Bobby Knight said he was the greatest 8th grade player he ever saw, and recruited him, and he was just a mediocre college player.
Interesting. Yep. So Langford's going to be at Indiana, and that's one of the big stories. And before I let you go, here's one we were talking about with Pig a few minutes ago, and he said, what? Alabama bringing Utah State to Tuscaloosa in 2022, paying them $1.9 million for a ball game for the Aggies.
Everybody has a price.
And
you got to, and you know what? That money that they're paying Utah State, that's probably going to help some non-revenue sports programs at Utah State survive that year. Maybe women's softball, maybe men's baseball, maybe your tennis team or soccer team survives because you go down and get a check from Alabama for playing that type of game, that pay-to-play game.
Pays for a lot of shoulder pads and basketballs and whatever you're going to need in the athletic department. $1.9 million to go get your head thumped and get a check and head on back home.
But, you know, who knows? By 2022, it depends on, well, I still think the day Nick walks out the door and leaves, I think they go to Clemson. Dabo is your. Oh, yeah. I think Dabo goes. I think he hears the call to come home to Alabama, and I think that's where he ends up.
And they won't miss a beat.
No. Oh, no. I mean, it's
right on trucking.
I mean, right now, the two best college coaches out there and have been for the last several years, Nick Saban, Dabo Swinney.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Anything you want to leave us with from the Parks and Rec?
Just sign up for tennis. We got going on this weekend. We've got some baseball tournament out here at Wing Deer Park. If you like to watch children play baseball, we got baseball going on. 8 and 10-year-olds playing on out here at Wing Deer all weekend. We've got our soccer program we'll be playing. I'm hoping next week to have a little bit more information. FC Dallas Tri out of Kingsport Academy over there is having their Over Mountain soccer tournament next weekend, so I hope to have a little bit more information about that. Last year they had 70 teams for the weekend here in Johnson City, and about 25 of those were from out of town, so there's a lot of heads and beds, which helps the local economy.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Great job, my friend.
Thanks, sir.
See you next week. Quick break. We'll be right back. We'll check in with my man, Will Yarber from Mike's Medicine Mart, and then also we've got Dave Angie joining us coming up here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Back with my buddy Phil's Dream Pit again, the quest for perfect barbecue. And tell us about, big guy, tell us about the Dream Packs at Phil's Dream Pit.
So we offer these Dream Packs that we offer them in equal numbers. So like 4, 8, 12, 20, 24. I mean, we can do them as much as 100 people or more. We've had them go out for 300 people. But the Dream Packs it comes with the pork, the sauce, the buns, and 3 sides. So you could do like beans, potato salad, and coleslaw. The price ends up costing you a little under $7 a person, which is an unbelievable value around here.
Well, obviously spring's right around the corner. You're looking at people on the move, going to ball games and Little League games and just being on the move. So this is a great way to come in and get a Dream Pack. And or if you got an event in the backyard, a cookout, or whatever you got going on, this is a great way to feed the gang, right?
It is. And another benefit of it is sometimes people are having rehearsal dinners and they'll have volunteers from their church that will serve. So this is a very inexpensive way to hold your costs down for your rehearsal dinner or your wedding. We do offer full service catering. The price goes up a little bit to have our whole crew out there, but you could do the value packs too and have folks from church serve it and cost you under $7 a person.
Let's squeeze in too before I let him go. Meat by the pound. So again, another event coming up that you just want to come out here and buy this great meat by the pound. You do that as well.
I do. We offer the pulled chicken. We offer brisket by the pound, pork by the pound, chicken salad by the pound. The chicken salad, kind of give us a heads up if you're going to want 4 or 5 pounds of that, because we try not to make that much of it at once.
And all this on the website.
And philsdreampit.com.
Yep.
It has our catering menu. It also has our in-house menu and the value packs, and just an awesome deal.
Oh, absolutely. And of course, they're physically located right off Interstate 26, the Eastern Star exit. So Phil's Dream Pit, philsdreampit.com. The quest for perfect barbecue, one of our great sponsors here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. That's our buddy Phil again from Phil's Dream Pit. Again, we're going to have dinner out there tonight. Love Phil's Dream Pit. We are live here again at Champion Chevrolet. And let's go to the phone. William Yarber from Mike's Medicine Mart. Good afternoon, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing awesome, Tom. How are you today?
Just fine, sir. Brand new month, which means brand new supplements on sale at Mike's Medicine Mart. And tell me about what's going to be on sale, or has been on sale now for day number 3 for the month of May at Mike's Medicine Mart.
Yeah, so we're doing Gaia Herbs products and also Solgar products this month. So we're getting one of those months where you get 2.
Yeah, that's awesome. So let's start with Solgar. Tell me about Solgar. What's some of the products you typically sell a bunch of under the Solgar line?
Yeah, Solgar is pretty, fairly branched out. They do mineral supplements, but they also do herbal supplements too. So they've kind of got it covered across the board. But as as far as store sales go, their B vitamins and B complexes we sell a lot of. They have a great line that's called the Mega Absorb B complexes, And what that means is those are made from the most bioavailable forms of your B vitamins, so they're a lot easier absorbed. So, people with absorption problems, or just, people looking to get the most out of their supplements, that's, it's a great way to go. And then we also carry a lot of their glucosamine chondroitin products, so that's really beneficial for anybody suffering with joint issues or is very active. There's a lot of high-impact sports or workout training. The function of those is to give nutrition, targeted for the ligaments and the connective tissues of the joint. So that's a big helper. But yes, those are really great refined products that Solgar puts out that we do very well with. Very good customer feedback. Never really have many returns for any of our products, but Solgar is fairly low on those. Everybody really likes our products.
We're talking to our buddy William Yarber from Max MetaSmart. Dave Angie joins us coming up here in just a few minutes with the news and neighbor talking sports. And we're here live at Champion Chevrolet on the Bristol Highway Motor Mile, Johnson City. Tomorrow will be at Food City in Boones Creek, big one-day sale. The old stock up and save sale tomorrow. And we'll tell you more about that when we get there tomorrow morning at Food City in Boones Creek. So Solgar and then Gaia, that's the other product on sale this month. Hello, Jerry Keller watching. Thank you, my friend. Tell me about Gaia. What's out there for Gaia for folks who want to purchase from Max MetaSmart?
Yeah, Gaia is really known for their herbs. That's kind of what they specialize in. You can't really talk about Gaia without talking about their turmeric. They do a really great job with their turmeric products. What makes theirs really unique than some of the other guys is they include a few herbs in theirs to make them more specific to the formula that they've been assigned to. So, for instance, like they've got a Turmeric Supreme joint formula for achy joints. They got a Pain PM for nighttime pain. There's a few herbs there to help you sleep. There's also another for just all over body muscular pain. And then they have just the traditional Turmeric Supreme, just turmeric and black pepper. But theirs is a lot more easily absorbed than a lot of the other companies. We've probably the most popular turmeric product that we have here in the store is the Gaia brand, and it's within good reason. People get really good results with that. So that's that's one thing that Gaia is known for is their turmeric, but also their herbal line. So they have an extensive herbal line that, and the majority of it is grown just right over in North Carolina. So they're pretty close to us. But we have their full line of single herbs and also their liquid tinctures. So what that is, it's an alcohol extraction into a standardized dosage with a dropper bottle. So there's a lot of patients that like that. It's a good way for people that has trouble swallowing capsules, or just if you want a quick reaction for your supplements. So if you're using something like valerian or poppy, it's a good relaxant. So it's a good way you can kind of use it and get the effects pretty quickly.
We're broadcasting live at Champion Chevrolet. Coming up, we'll be joined by Dave Angie talking sports here. We've got our man on for a few more minutes from Max MetaSmart. We'll be there next week, as a matter of fact. We'll be there on Tuesday, just in time for Mother's Day. If you're out there, and let me just go ahead and give you a pitch. For those of us, our mamas are gone. If your mother's still alive, be sure and shower her with whatever you can shower with for Mother's Day, because I'm telling you, I know a couple of folks right now say, I ain't getting her nothing because we ain't getting along. And I'm thinking, well, for those of us, our mamas are gone. I would give anything to be able to make a phone call or be able to talk to her or be able to go buy her something from Max MetaSmart. She's been gone for many, many, many years. So for those of you who still have a mama alive, please consider going by Max MetaSmart and getting one of those Willow Tree Angel figurines, or there's all kinds of goodies over there you can get Mom for Mother's Day. And so I'm going to hammer that every day for those of you out there going, well, we don't get along and I don't like my mama. And okay, you may not like your mama, but suck it up, put on your big boy pants, big girl pants for one day, and let your mama know that you love her. Well, you don't know what she's done. I don't know, but again, for an old cowboy that wishes he could still talk to his, and I can't, I would give anything to be able to talk to my mama one more time. There's nothing else. Tell her I love her and how much how good she was to me, and all the good things she's taught me, I've still held on to. So that's my speech about Mother's Day. Speaking of mamas, that's a good segue. Hello to Don Lambert. There's there's a good lady right there. Jerry Keller, I want to say hello to you. Ricky Walters, I want to say hello to you as well. We're live again at Champion Chevrolet. So great segue, William Yarber. Mother's Day is next Sunday. We do have the Willow Tree figurines there at Max MetaSmart. What are some other gift-giving ideas you would have for Mom for Mother's Day before I let you go?
Oh, yeah. So, we've got a great end cap right here when you first come in the store full of, great candles. We have also some candles that are soy-based. And you also can't forget the Yankee candles. We can, carry a full line of those. And then we do have some, things in here just specifically for Mom. We got some Mother's Day mugs, also some smaller gifts, jewelry boxes, There's also, some Bath and Body products too. So, that's something to consider. That's always an easy one to get from Mom. So we have the Savannah Bee products that very popular, and also the Naked Bee that's just right over in Elizabeth, and it's locally produced. So any of those would be great ideas. I'm sure anybody's mom would be happy to get some of those. And then essential oils is a great gift too. So we have essential oils from Dr. Mercola, the Now brand, Nature's Alchemy, and we also sell diffusers too, diffuser pendants, bracelets, diffuser necklaces. So great ideas for Mother's Day presents.
You got it. Hey, great job, my friend. I'll see you Tuesday. We'll be over there ready to go, broadcasting live from Mike's Medicine Mart, and I'll see you then, all right?
All right, sounds great.
Yep, great job. Again, our buddy William Yarber, again, from Mike's Medicine Mart. Appreciate him very much. And so let me get on my soapbox one more time here, and then we'll take a break and get my man on here. The brevity of time. I found this out, unfortunately, in a tough way last week. I got a phone call from Judge Conkin and told me that our dear friend, his brother-in-law, my buddy Alan Ward, passed away from Ward's Feed Store. 52 years old, and so gone. We buried him Tuesday. We had the service on Monday night. I had the honor and the privilege to give his eulogy, and so the brevity of time, I cannot tell you enough. So this is going to tie right into this Mother's Day garbage. So I ain't talking about Mama because we're not getting along. I promise you, I have people that I know right now that had the same mindset when their mother was alive. They were mad at him, and now she's gone, and they still rue the day that they did not suck it up and go in and apologize and be the bigger person and have a relationship with the mother, because they're gone now. And I got a buddy of mine every day. He says he regrets not mending fences with their mama. So there's my speech. If you have a mother that's alive, again, with Alan Ward, I mean, last Tuesday night he was up in the barn working out there in Colonial Heights. Wednesday they flew him to Charlotte, passed away. We buried him again, as we said, this past Tuesday. So the book says you're here for a handbreadth of vapor just for a little while, and you're gone. So if you have a loved one, not even your mama, your brother, your sister, your dad, whomever, that your kids, suck it up and be the bigger person and call them up trying to mend fences, because I'm telling you, we ain't guaranteed tomorrow. And we learned that the hard way with my buddy Alan Ward, 52 years old, former owner of Ward's Feed Store, and he's gone. And, of course, he leaves behind Becky and Garrett. But tough stuff, folks, tough stuff. And so that's what we had to work with on Monday night. Pretty tough to do, but it was an honor to give his eulogy. Quick break. We'll be right back. Dave Angie joins us. We'll talk a little sports. We're going to run down the baseball and softball schedule for the tournaments. We've got that for you, both baseball and softball tournament pairings are ready to go. We got a playing game tonight in the Three Rivers Conference at Cardinal Park, TVA Credit Union Ballpark. We'll tell you all about that coming up next here. We are live again, we are here at Champion Chevrolet. We'll take a break for our buddy Jeff Bingham from Bingham and Hensley, B&H Wealth Strategies, and we'll be right back. We'll be ready to rock and roll with my man Angie next year on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. And one of our great sponsors, again, is B&H Wealth Strategy. With me is the president, Jeff Bingham. Let me read the official tag to get it started. Securities and registered investment advisory services offered through Silver Oak Securities Incorporated, member of FINRA SIPC. B&H Wealth Strategies and Silver Oak Securities are not affiliated. We are affiliated with this man right here, the president of B&H Wealth Strategies, Jeff Bingham. And so, hello, my good friend. How are you?
I'm very well, Tom. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. So tell us again. Glad to have you on board as a sponsor. We love it. And tell folks out there what B&H Wealth Strategies is all about.
Well, I think to start with, we would talk about the fact that we are now 52 years old, that we're the oldest financial planning firm of its kind in Upper East Tennessee and Southwest Virginia. And that alone I think, speaks volumes about us. I mean, we've been successful over long periods of time. Our staff on hand here my 3 staff members have been with me 17, 20, and 21 years, I think it is now. So what that means is that obviously we've got longevity and consistency and the comfort that our clients really desire. And everything that we do, a lot of people will talk about wealth advisory businesses or brokerage businesses or financial planners, whatever term you want to apply to that, and kind of throw us all into the same bucket. That we're all the same. And I certainly would argue that we are not all the same, and that we are not like anybody else that's out there, not just because of the time that we've been around, although I think that is a very big differentiator. But it's the experience that we try to create, something that we call our Four Seasons experience. And from the moment that you pull into our parking lot to the time you come in and visit with us, we don't have meetings, we have visits. We're in a house that's been redone, so we really try to get everybody very comfortable. You come through the back door, through our kitchen. We've got clients that have been with us for 25, 30, 40 years now that come in, find their own Coke, coffee, or bottled or personalized bottled water, if you will, that we have here that's customized for us. And sometimes they don't even come in to see me. They just come in to visit with staff, or they come in to walk or park their car and walk down to John Sevier and walk the track in the flat neighborhood that's around here. So we really, I think what we've been able to do in doing something that is very personal and difficult to talk about money, and it is very important, and we are very good, in my opinion, at managing the money part of it, but we're really managing the entire lifestyle for folks, and part of that lifestyle is what we try to create here, and that comfort level of doing it. And I think it makes us worldly different than everybody else that's out there.
Yep, and you do it well. We'll get his website in a second. 247-1152 is the phone number. They're located on Center Street here in Kingsport, right across from Mayfair United Methodist Church. There is a website. We go there. What will we find?
When you go to our website, you're going to find out, you really get some insight into who we are. In today's world, we talk about making first appearances, right? And what we've created here in this building, it used to be the first appearance, right? You have one chance to make a first appearance, right? And that's a little different now. I mean, it is important, and you see us on the corner here of Center Lamont, and we think that appearance and what you see there looks good. Like I said, we're not overstated by any stretch of the imagination. As a matter of fact, we try to be what we are, which is
we is who we is.
We is who we is. This is not
exactly.
This is not a place we're not ornate. You don't come in and see mahogany desks and Oriental rugs. You come in and you see a house. I mean, you come in through our kitchen. You come in through our reception area, which is which isn't really fancy. It's just comfortable. And then you come into our living room where you wait. And then you come into this room where we're actually sitting this morning, which we would call a conference room, but it really is it's the den. If you sit in here, you're in our den. You've got a fireplace over here, and you can sit down and kind of relax your guard to do that. So again, every little detail we try to attend to and going through that to make our clients and prospective clients comfortable when they come in. And the website is really just a mirror of that right there. We try to obviously have our information that's out there, but it really is just that window into what you see once you come in here, because that's the way of the world today. And I'm kind of going kicking and screaming into that world. I'm old school. I was taught by my dad, who was, we did it on a yellow pad with a pen, and it was pen and paper and a calculator, and I'm still that way, really, to a degree. But I understand the use of technology, and it really has made our lives and our clients' lives much better because of the tool set that we have to do that with. But at the end of the day, all the technology, the website, the Facebook that we're working on here, Twitter, blogs, all of that stuff. Like I said, it's still kind of foreign to me. I do it, but I've got people that help me do it, thank goodness, because I'm really not very good at doing much of anything other than this right here, which is talking to folks and listening to folks and trying to solve problems. And that's really what the website is, and that's what you'll find.
Yep. BHRetire.com is the website, by the way, and this is our good friend, and glad to have him on board, Jeff Bingham from B&H Wealth Strategies, the president, as you heard about it right here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We thank our buddy again, Jeff Bingham from B&H Wealth Strategies. Again, hey, I forgot to mention, starting tomorrow, your chance to win tickets to go to Dollywood. We're getting ready to do just that. We'll start the promotion tomorrow where you can get qualified to win tickets to go hang out at Dollywood for the day. Are you a Dollywood kind of guy?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, what is your favorite ride at Dollywood? Dave Ongebaugh with us, by the way, from the News and Neighbor. What is your favorite ride at Dollywood? Do you ride all of them?
I'll ride anything in there.
So nothing.
Yeah.
Surfers will make you sick, or Ferris wheel will make you sick, or
no,
scare you or anything?
I'll tell you the one that there's a big swing. You know what I'm talking about. It swings you back and forth. That one freaks me out a little, but I'll do the Wild Eagle. That thing, yeah. I like the old cars.
Yeah. The cars where you just get on and ride around.
Yeah.
Those we're talking about?
Yeah.
The ones on the rail?
Yeah, cruise around, listen to some old music.
50s, you like that?
I like the 50s music,
There you go.
Cruise around on there, and especially it's a nice sunny day. It's always a fun time.
Just
and,
kick back and let the car do the driving.
Yeah, there's the water ride if it's hot out.
Yeah.
You get in there and get yourself soaked. So.
And the Wild Eagle, isn't that the one where you got 2 seats here and the other 2 are kind of hanging out there on the edge?
Yeah, they let your feet dangle and you go fly around. You go up there and you do flips and yeah, that'll shake you loose pretty quick there.
Yeah.
So.
Remember one of the girls told me when they went down there, they said they could hear the change. Is that the one that does the loop and all these people's change is falling out of their you're going ching clink clink clink. So
you can there's a public service announcement. Got to have everything secured before takeoff, but it's a lot of fun. And I'll tell you, I've really and Wes Ramey down there, I've known him for a long time, back in his Bristol Dragway days, and does a phenomenal job, and everybody down there does. And I thought the Halloween thing they did last year was just fantastic, where they had the park open after dark and had light displays and everything. Of course, they do that for Christmas as well, and it seems like they're always adding. I know they got new rides going in. New stuff going on and expanding, and pretty much everything they do at that park, it's just wonderful. It's just more bang for your buck every year, and definitely we enjoy going down there. And it seems like every spring you go down, you see something new. They got a new ride, they got a new attraction, something going on down there. So definitely everybody needs to get in the running for those tickets and go check out what's new down at Dollywood.
You got it. Renee just sent me things as Barnstormer. I don't know if that's the name. Is that a ride down there now?
That's that big swing, and what it does. It feels like it's launching you into space, and just as soon as you get used to that, it's swinging you back, and then you're just looking down at the ground, And
do your knees
I'll
buckle,
tell you,
make a little nervous?
I'm a man that enjoys a good funnel cake, so when you have 1 or 2 of those and you get on that Barnstormer, you're gambling.
Yeah,
you're a gambling man if
you're
you
rolling
do that,
the dice.
So.
Bob Seeger says you're a rambling, gambling kind of guy with a belly full of funnel cakes and the Barnstormer.
Yep.
Ooh, I'm getting a visual. We're talking to our buddy Dave Onge. So anyway, we'll start tomorrow getting you qualified to win tickets to Dollywood. And all you have to do is, much like the race tickets, just we'll need your name, first name, last name, the town you're from, and your email address. And when we pull the winner, we can make sure we know how to get it to you, and you'll get a couple of one-day passes to Dollywood. Can be used anytime between now and the end of the park closing, Christmas time, in the fall, now, later in the summer when it's bloody red hot, whenever. It'll be your tickets used when you want to. So that'll start tomorrow here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Dave Onge's here. Big news again coming out of the National Football League this afternoon. It is official. Jason Witten retiring from the National Football League. He will go in the broadcast booth on Monday Night Football as the color commentator to the tune of $4 million. So not a bad paycheck to go in, and don't have to worry about getting beat up and knocked around anymore on the field. Making some pretty good money up in the press box. And having met Jason and of course Sean and Ryan and the folks there and Elizabeth, and I don't think he'll do anything but just knock it out of the ballpark. I think they got the right guy. He'll do a great job.
Yeah, I think so. I guess it's Amazon Prime just released this documentary on the 2017 Dallas Cowboys season, and to get a chance to watch, Jason Witten on there, how he interacted with his teammates, and just his knowledge of the game of football. You'd see him go over to a guy at a completely different position, be able to help him out with his stance or footwork or anything. And he's a guy that sees the field and knows the game well. And we were talking during the break there. I mean, they seem to go for quarterbacks up there in the booth all the time, and rightfully so. I think Romo's done a decent job, and obviously Troy Aikman's made a great career out of being up there. But Jason Witten's knowledge of the game and all parts of it, I think what he's going to be able to tell people in terms of blocking scheme and stuff going on, that's stuff that quarterbacks don't necessarily know. I mean, he'll be well versed in the passing game as a tight end, and also in the blocking game. When you're seeing a team run the ball down the field and really put it to a defense, he'll be able to tell you how and why that's happening. And very articulate, very well spoken. I think it's wonderful because it's not often we get a guy out of this region who makes it on the national stage, the way Jason Witten did. And obviously your time's limited in the NFL as a player, and you're starting to wind down. People thinking, well, it's all good things must come to an end. But now having him on television, you can go another 20, 30 years in the booth there and keep doing Elizabethan and the whole area proud. And I think it's a great choice for them on Monday Night Football. I think it's increased my interest in it, and I think he's going to do a great job.
Yep, I think he is too. And the official announcement is, I believe, this afternoon in Dallas, and so that's going to be later on today, and so we'll find out more about that tomorrow. In fact, we're supposed to have Sean on tomorrow anyway, talking about Elizabethan football, so we'll get his take of what it's like to watch his brother step out of the game where he is a definite Hall of Famer for Canton, Ohio, for the NFL Hall of Fame, Pro Football Hall of Fame, and now going to the broadcast booth, which is going to be pretty cool. And so we'll get a chance to, I'll talk to Sean about that tomorrow. Would you say hello to Dawn Lambert, please? She would love to hear her.
Dawn Lambert.
Hello, just
wonderful. Hello.
There we go.
Hope you're having a wonderful afternoon.
Is this not gorgeous out here?
Oh, it's great.
Oh man.
I don't think you can have a bad day on a day like this.
No,
it's hard
gosh,
to do.
No. Sun's out, light breeze blowing. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. NASCAR news: Spencer Gallagher suspended indefinitely by NASCAR, violating the substance abuse policy. Tough break for this kid because he had just won the Xfinity Series race at Talladega. Everybody else had gas problems, running out of gas, and not really calculating the gas mileage situation. He was right place, right time, led the last lap, won Talladega. NASCAR says Gallagher will not be granted a waiver to be championship eligible, so huge blow for this kid's career and a huge blow for this entire number 23 GMS Racing team. So what's your take on Spencer Gallagher?
Yeah, that's tough. You know, the timing of it, when you just kind of think you're getting ready to catch a break and then you don't. You know, it's really, I don't think people realize how damaging this is in NASCAR compared to other sports. You know, you hear all the time in Major League Baseball or NFL football, oh, this guy's suspended, 4 games or, in football or 50 games in baseball. You know, all they have to do to be able to compete is they serve their suspension and they come back and they play well enough, to be one of the best, 25 guys on a Major League Baseball roster or one of the best 60 or 70 guys on a football roster, and you get your job back. But in NASCAR, it's so dependent on sponsors and sponsorship dollars, and when you take a hit to your reputation, like what happens when you fail a drug test, it can be really hard to get back in. We've seen drivers do it, in the past and be successful, and he's going to have to talk to those guys and really be serious about cleaning this up now and making sure it's just kind of a bump in the road and not something that's going to derail him permanently.
Well, he's got a knock on him now, unfortunately. Yeah. And so that's a tough break for Spencer Gallagher, a young man who, again, violated the substance abuse policy. Now he is out of NASCAR until he gets on this road to recovery, which goes through, basically, it's a flowered up way of saying he's going through rehab to get fixed and straightened out.
This is something, too, where, you can go through this and just never be heard from again. It's a scary part for drivers, and I think that's a big, a big reality check for him early on in his career, and hopefully he responds to it the right way. It's so hard for even the top drivers in this sport to get the sponsorship money they need to drive week in and week out. And, when you have a knock against you, somebody's looking to invest a bunch of money, which, what it costs to sponsor these teams nowadays. They don't want to take a gamble on a guy that might make another mistake and be out, and then, your investment's down the tubes there. So, definitely hope he responds to it and gets another shot.
Jimmy Johnson, the dominating driver this weekend in Dover. Again, he has won there 11 times, 6 in the spring, 5 in the fall. It's the AAA 400 drive for autism. Also, this guy's got all kinds of neat stats, again, at Dover, which would include laps led, laps run to the top 15, the fastest laps, the average running positions right around 7 for this guy. He's won 11 times, so obviously he needs to step it up. He's in a huge drought. I guess his last win probably was at Bristol. Last year when he won the Food City 500, he won Texas and Bristol back-to-back. I don't think he's won since. So Jimmy Johnson, the man to beat this coming Sunday in Dover. But, again, you throw Logano into the mix, and Martin Truex Jr.'s done well there. Of course, you can't count out the 18 rider Kyle Busch. So there's a lot of guys that are, hoping to get up there and have a successful run this weekend.
Yeah, with this team, there's certain tracks they go to where if they struggle, it's not a huge deal. But there's other tracks where it really worries them. I think Martinsville was a real wake-up call for that 48 team, when they didn't just go there and find a way to be fast. I think that shakes them a little bit more than if it's just another track that maybe they haven't had success at as much over the years. But, mentioning his track record at Dover, that's another one. If he goes to Dover this week and he's running 15 to 20 all day and having a hard time getting up toward the front, that's going to set off alarm bells. It really hurts their confidence, if this is a week where they don't run well. On the flip side of that, if he goes in there and does what he usually does at Dover, gets a win, runs top 5, that's going to give him a little bit of a boost. So, it's one they have circled on their calendar. It's going to be a big week for that 48 team.
Teams that are struggling, I would have to think Rick Hendrick Motorsports across the board. These guys, the highest point total right now is Alex Bowman. By the way, former Hendrick driver Dale Earnhardt Jr., now a proud papa. Isla, I guess, Isla Rose is now the young lady who's come into the world with he and Mrs. Earnhardt. So congratulations to Dale Jr. and Mrs. Earnhardt and baby with ISLA. I guess that's Isla Rose.
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be. I'll have to
research.
I've looked into it because that one right there. One of the two's right.
Yeah.
So
Thank you. I got a 50-50 shot getting it right.
You do.
I'm still having a visual of you and funnel cakes and the barnstormer at Dollywood.
Oh man,
that's got me kind of wigged out a little bit. So you look at these teams that are struggling. Points-wise, heading to Dover this weekend. Casey Kane, 29th in points. Trevor Bain, of course, we know he's getting ready to get bumped out of his ride with Matt Kenseth next weekend in Kansas, currently 30th in points. Jamie McMurray struggling 23rd. For all the hoopla, Darrell Wallace Jr., he's doing okay, but he's 22nd in points right now heading into this weekend. Suarez at Joe Gibbs, 21st. Again, William Byron. If you look at the Hendrick team, Dave, you see Bowman 12th, Jimmy Johnson 14th, Chase Elliott 18th, and William Byron 20th in the points. So clearly, Rick Hendrick Motorsports is the struggling team right now.
Yeah, if anybody told you before the season Alex Bowman's going to be leading them in points at the beginning of May, I mean, you would think that's crazy because he seemed like the weak link. You know, he seemed like the guy that at least was going to take the longest to get up to speed just because of a lack of experience there. Given the way that Chase Elliott ran last year, they have to be pretty disappointed with where they're at in points. And it's just kind of indicative, though. I mean, when you show up at the track and you just don't have the horsepower that the other teams have. When the Fords and the Toyotas are outrunning you, you have to be pretty near perfect to be in the top 10 in points if you're lagging behind two other manufacturers, that many race teams in horsepower at the mile-and-a-half tracks. And as we hit this summer stretch, that's only going to get worse if they don't find a way to catch up. So I'm sure a ton of work's going on with those Chevy folks right now.
Dover, Kansas next week with the return of Matt Kenseth and that number 6 Avocare Ford for Roush Fenway Racing. And then we go to Charlotte for the All-Star Race and the Coca-Cola 600 to wrap up the month of May, Memorial Day weekend. We're live here at Champion Chevrolet, talking to my man Dave Angie for the News and Neighbor. How about this? Alabama bringing in Utah State and Tuscaloosa in 2022. This is one of those butt-whooping games. Write them a check, or they are going to write them a check for $1.9 million. That's a lot of money for a team to go in and get thumped and beat around, but it also takes a big check back to Utah to help for a lot of different areas in their athletic department.
Yeah, that's true. It's football players are going to take a lot of lumps for some new softball uniforms and some new volleyballs, and that's pretty much how it works. It's just kind of the way it goes. And I used to kind of follow some of those teams in the Sun Belt that were Division I, and at the time they would play 3 or 4 of those games a year. They make enough money over the course of those 3 or 4 games to where, they're funding most of their athletic department. So just kind of a reality, the way it is in college football right now. You can go out and pay for a win, 9 times out of 10. But I'll tell you, if you lose that game by chance, it's really hard to write that check. So
you got that right. Major League Baseball last night, you have Big Albert. Two more hits, one of those a home run, 620 home runs in his career. Now this guy is bound for Cooperstown. 620 home runs, 2,998 base hits. So he's 2 away from that coveted 3,000 hit plateau. So this guy's the real deal. And after he left St. Louis, he's kind of been under the radar in Los Angeles, given the fact they're over there on the left coast and they play a lot of night games. We hear a lot about here on the East Coast, but he has still put up some incredible numbers even after leaving St. Louis.
Yeah, it's unbelievable to me. It's like guys are invisible out there. Mike Trout's the best player in the game.
Yeah,
he plays in Los Angeles. It's a big media market. But you don't ever see him or you hardly hear about him. That's changing a little bit this year. I know they're on TV more often. I saw them play the Yankees the other night. It was on Sunday Night Baseball, and so it's good to get exposure, for that team out there. But they're just in the shadow of the Dodgers all the time. Being in Los Angeles, and it's for some odd reason. It's unfortunate because he's gone up from St. Louis where he got a lot of attention. He's been playing in Los Angeles and playing at a pretty high level. Obviously going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. He can get that 3,000th hit, and his numbers are just staggering and through the roof. And then meanwhile, Mike Trout, just a phenomenal baseball player. I don't think people know how good he is just because he's not on TV very often. So yeah, that's a fun team. You bring in the Japanese player as well. That pitches and hits and does everything out there, and they're a real entertaining team, and I expect them to be on TV more this year, and I think that's good for the game and good for that team because they got a lot of good stuff going on.
He's referencing, of course, Shohei Ohtani, young man came over from Japan in the offseason. Has been a really big addition to that ball club. And I was looking at the standings. The Angels heading into the games tonight and today. They're hosting Baltimore tonight with Big Albert, but needs 2 to hit 3,000. They are currently a game and a half behind front-running Houston in the American League West, so they're right there in the hunt. And of course, we're 28, 29 games into the season. But
I don't know about Isola, but you nailed that name.
Thank you.
It just rolled right off the tongue.
Shohei Ohtani.
That was fantastic.
Thank you. I love this guy. I love that man right there, the mayor of Belog, North Carolina. I just saw him over there in the shadows. Darius Hensley is going to come talk to us here in a few minutes. All right, let's run down Major League Baseball. And then we're going to get into, I want to get your take on the high school baseball and softball tournaments that start tomorrow, actually tonight. Major League Baseball, American League this afternoon, Toronto at Cleveland, Yankees at Houston. What an interesting matchup there. The Yankees, the American League Championship Series from a year ago, the Yankees and the Astros. Yankees have dominated them, got them last night pretty good as well, with Giancarlo Stanton hitting 2 bombs, and Severino had a heck of a night last night. And so Yankees at Houston, Detroit at Kansas City, Toronto at Cleveland, the second game, and that double dip. Also into the last night, Red Sox open up a series in Texas, Minnesota at Chicago, Baltimore against the Angels tonight, Oakland at Seattle. Tomorrow night, starting a new series for the weekend, Cleveland, number 1 team in the Central, taking on the Yankees. Are flying back from Houston to entertain the Indians at Yankee Stadium, the number 2, obviously, in the American League East right now, 2 games behind Boston. That could be a very intriguing series this weekend.
Yeah. Definitely so. Cleveland's team's starting to kind of get healthy, get going a little bit. Yankees kind of sluggish at the beginning. We talked about that last week. You just can't play in the cold weather. Seems like they got out west, the bats just woke up for everybody. And by the time the summer rolls around, I don't know who you pitch to in the Yankees lineup. That to me is going to be fun to watch. But Boston, I think, step for step with them. It's going to be good because you see Betts. He had another 3-home-run game the other day, yesterday, and in a win. And man, I'll tell you, that's a great rivalry, even when the teams aren't as good as they are this year. But could be an all-timer this season watching those teams battle.
Only 3 games today of the National League. It's a travel day. Pittsburgh at Washington, the Braves, and Toronto on the mound playing some excellent baseball. And, of course, they're right there. They're a half game out. They beat the Mets today. They can take over first place as they take off and head back home to entertain San Francisco this weekend. Pirates at Washington, Atlanta at New York, and the Dodgers in Arizona. That's your 3 games. And then starting tomorrow night, another interesting series, Houston. Again, the American League West leader and the defending World Series champions, of course, will travel to Arizona, who is currently the West Division leader in the National League and with the best record in baseball at 21-8. And so, am I right? Second best record in baseball. Yeah. Boston's 22-8. Arizona's 21-8, but still, Houston and Arizona, interesting matchup this weekend.
Yeah, definitely is. Just a lot of good. Baseball to me is just really hitting a peak now. I think it's getting exciting to see what's going on with it. So many good teams, so many good young players. People in Atlanta all of a sudden are getting excited about their team. They thought they were still a year or 2 away. You put those 3 20-year-old kids in the lineup, get them in there playing well, and man, they're so exciting to watch. People down there are going to be fired up, and Philadelphia's a better team this year in the East. Just a lot of good battles. I expect it to be a really exciting season. It's just what I've seen so far has been really good. Like I say, the weather warms up all over the country, and everybody's going to hit their stride this summer. I think it's going to be a big, special summer for Major League Baseball this year.
I think you're exactly right. So let's run down the District 1 AAA baseball tournament tomorrow. 3 games, all at J-Fred, Dobbinsville at Cherokee, Tennessee High Volunteer, and Daniel Boone and Crockett. No holds barred. Loser goes home. Winner moves on. So it's elimination day tomorrow. And the AAA tournament, DB Cherokee, Tennessee High Volunteer, Boone and Crockett. Those will be 3 good games, and pretty much anybody can win those games, I think.
Yeah, it definitely is, and it's always stressful when the season's on the line, in a game like baseball. A lot of things can happen. The ball bounces a little funny. I always tell people there's no clock in baseball. You can be up 5-6 runs. That reliever comes in and gets those shaky knees, anything can happen. And so, that's always an exciting round. I think Science Hill obviously got the bye there. They had really disappointing year last year because they bowed out in the district tournament, which was the first time in, as long as anybody can remember that happened. But it seems like that group of players really responded that the right way and of course, went undefeated through the league this year. They have a lot of pitching, they've got guys that can hit up and down the lineup, when they need hits. So, I'd say they're the favorite there. But, man, it's going to be the first round is always a fun round to watch.
Mm-hmm. The AA tournament starts tonight at 6 o'clock. Play-in game, Happy Valley, Johnson County. That winner takes on the Cyclones tomorrow night at 5 o'clock. We'll go on there at 4:30 with that ball game. So it's an elimination game tonight between Happy Valley and Johnson County. Top 2 seeds will wait and play on Saturday will be Sullivan East, and the number 1 seed is Unicoi County. All that starts in the AA at TVA Credit Union Ballpark. And that's going to be a fun tournament, too, because you've got East, you've got certainly Elizabethton, East, Unicoi County, the big 3. South, throw them in there as a dark horse. Central can jump up and surprise you. So should be an interesting tournament starting tonight at Cardinal Park or TVA Credit Union Ballpark.
Yeah, it's a great place, and I'm really glad, that they're playing there. They've been playing in Kingsport, which that's a great facility, and it's wonderful because, when you're playing in Kingsport, you don't have to worry about a rain out. And, of course, they have the synthetic infield there, at TVA Credit Union Ballpark too, but it's more centrally located. You start thinking of Happy Valley, Unicoi County. Everybody kind of gathers in the middle. I think that'll help with the crowds. Which will be a lot of excitement there for these kids. A lot of them, their last baseball game is going to occur TVA Credit Union Ballpark. It's you only get 4 years in high school. I tell folks it's a very special 4 years for these players, so it'll make it easier for the communities to get out and support them, and it'll be should be a good tournament.
Tomorrow night, Elizabethton plays that winner at 5 o'clock. Then at 7:30 tomorrow night, South and Sullivan Central. That too being played at TVA Credit Union Ballpark. The Single A tournament will take you past that once we find out how things are going to be happening. Then we go starting tomorrow night at Crockett High School, the Single A tournament. Cloudland, North Green, and Hampton and Sullivan North at 5 o'clock and at 7 o'clock. And the University High and Unake are the top 2 seeds, and they'll play on Saturday in the Single A tournament. Let's see, for the sake of time, let's jump over to the softball AAA. Again, that starts tomorrow here in Johnson City, Metro Kiwanis Park, Cherokee, Tennessee High. Then you have Crockett Volunteer, and then Science Hill and Dobbinsville to get it started at 6:30. Winners move on, losers go home. So, of course, Boone and Crockett are the top 2 seeds going into that tournament, which is interesting. And so that should be some great softball in that AAA tournament starting tomorrow night here in Johnson City.
Yeah, just fantastic. And, you look at Boone and Crockett, again, great rivalry with those 2 schools. And in softball, it's just razor thin right now. I think it was a 3-2 game the other day that Boone won to get the top seed. Those can go either way. It's all about pitching in softball. A lot of close games. You got to make the most of your run scoring opportunities and be solid in the field. And again, first round games, elimination games, man, anything can happen. So yeah, it'll be should be a good tournament there.
AA softball tournament starts tonight. Playing game, the Lady Cougars of Sullivan Central and Johnson County at Elizabethton tonight. Again, that one will start. I believe that's at 6 o'clock, and so then Elizabethton does not play until Monday. Tomorrow, South Happy Valley at 5 o'clock, and the winner of tonight's game will take on Sullivan East tomorrow night at 6:30, and the AA softball tournament at Elizabethton. That should be a good one, too.
Yeah, definitely so. And, a lot of competitive teams there, and, it's just – it's fun to watch this time of year. The excitement goes up a notch. Spring sports is a very short season, but it's always fun to see once tournament time rolls around, how much these teams can improve in a short amount of time. And once you get to the tournament, you find out, who's got the goods when it matters the most. So yeah, it'll be fun to see how it shakes out.
Who's got the gas in the tank? Last but not least, the Single A tournament at Unaka softball, Sullivan North, University High, Saturday at noon. Then at 2 o'clock, North Green or Cloudland versus Hampton. And so the Single A tournament at Unaka, and we'll keep you on top of all these tournament action across the board, both baseball and softball. And then soccer starts next week, and we'll touch on that starting on Monday. Coach David Strickland, Coach Strickland's going to be with us tomorrow, and we'll be at Food City in Boones Creek. So, did you really get me a sandwich?
Oh, that's fantastic.
Isn't that fantastic?
That's great.
I'll tell you what. Well, you are awesome. You're the man.
I'm telling you.
You're the man. Man, I can half this with him. We can be the Bobbsey twins. We can half it.
He's officially the guest.
Thank you, Chris.
The guest of the month on the Tom Taylor.
There you go. The
Tom
guest
Taylor
of the
show.
month. Yeah. There you go. Appreciate you. What's going on before I let you go? What's going on in News and Neighbor right now?
Man, I'll tell you, we have Great Edition that's out on the streets and at the newsstand and all those good places this week already. The Special Olympics happened last week. Great event. That's one of my favorite things to go shoot, all year. It's just such a fun environment, camaraderie and competition, I like to say. Just them out kids out there having a great time, and so it was a pleasure to be there. There's stuff going on with Ballot Health right now. Of course, with the merger, all the nurses had to change the color of scrubs that they wear. System-wide, 21 hospitals. So they're taking their scrubs they can't wear anymore, and they're donating them to an organization that'll put them to use in developing countries. Medical professionals there don't have professional clothes to wear, so they're going to gather all these up. They're expecting to get hundreds of pounds of these scrubs and be able to send them to other countries to their medical facilities, so those folks can focus on hiring staff and buying medicine and doing stuff that can benefit the patients instead of having to spend their money on buying clothing for the staff. So very cool deal. It's called Save Your Scrubs. There's some information in the News and Neighbor how you can get a hold of the folks at Ballot who are running that. They're accepting stuff from the community, so anybody that's got medical stuff laying around, you might want to give them an email or a call and try to figure it out. So,
good job, man. Back next week?
Sure.
Ready to go?
Well,
next week?
I can't guarantee I'll be ready to go. I guarantee I'll be back.
The
we'll do our
Barnstormer
best.
At Dollywood with funnel cakes.
Yeah, don't go on there. I'm telling you got the sandwich right here, Tom. Wait an hour before you get on the Barnstormer after you eat that thing. Public service announcement.
I love this guy right here. He's hilarious. He don't even know how funny he is. So the Barnstormer and funnel cakes don't work on that big ride down at Dollywood, at least for this guy.
Nope.
So you like the Ferris wheel?
Ferris wheel's nice.
Scrambler's okay?
Again,
bumper cars?
Bumper cars are good, yeah. Yeah. I'll ride most anything down there they put me on, so.
They put you on. Yeah. That'd be your daughter and your wife. Get on right, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go.
And he straps in.
Yeah. I wander around. I'm happy down there. It's a nice looking place. And
he wanders around.
Glad to be there, so.
Oh, we'll take a break. Love this guy. I'll see you next week.
Sure thing.
Yeah, we'll be right back with my man from the Cove, the mayor of Belong, North Carolina, Darius Hensley, the Tom Jones Sports Show.
At American Import Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the things that owner Tim Smith is most proud of is their hard-earned certifications.
We are an ASE Blue Seal shop, which is important because what it tells the customer is we care enough to get certified, not in one certain area of cars. You have to be certified in 8 different certifications, in 8 different tests you have to take, and you have to be updated on them yearly to make sure that you're up to date. We not only have one of those, we have 3 ASE Master Technicians here with the ratio. It goes into a ratio, and we're a Blue Seal shop, so it tells you that we care about training and we care about knowing about your car. We want to help fix it right.
American Import Auto Repair, West Market Street, Johnson City, home of the free loaner car program. Open 6 days a week. Call today, 913-3111.
Hi, I'm Rob Cole with Bays Mountain Park. There's something for everyone at Bays Mountain Park. Whether you're an outdoor enthusiast or simply looking to get away and relax, Bays Mountain Park in Kingsport, Tennessee is the perfect destination. For only $4 per vehicle, enjoy 3,500 acres of breathtaking scenery, featuring 40 miles of hiking trails, wildlife habitats, one of the Southeast's premier planetariums, and much, much more. For more information, please visit www.baysmountain.com or call us at 423-229-9447. Bays Mountain Park, one of the Tri-City's best places for learning, leisure, and recreation.
If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30+ formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
Back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Look at him right there. The mayor. Did you get reelected? You did, didn't you? Beelog,
Well,
North Carolina.
we got it by one vote.
There you go. That horse was alive. He won it by one vote.
17 to 16.
17-16. It was a nail biter in Beelog, North Carolina. Our buddy Darius Hensley. Hello to Angela Johnson. Met Angela yesterday. She is a proud mama, one of those Elizabeth and Lady Cyclone softball players. And Renee just told me the Ferris wheel's gone in Dollywood. It tells you how long it's been since I've been to Dollywood. So Ferris wheel's gone. I didn't even know that. Now, can you ride rides? Are you a ride
Every once in a
roller
while.
coaster?
A long time ago. Yeah.
When you was
yeah,
a kid?
I tried. Yeah. Yeah.
None of them bothered you?
You swing through the trees in the mountains over there.
I mean, when you went to the carnival, does the Ferris wheel, did the height scare you, or going around and around?
No,
Make
it doesn't
you sick or
bother me.
anything?
No, I'm okay.
He's tough. I'm the sissy. He's tough.
Miss
So-
Elizabeth can't take it though. She can't
Oh.
stand that motion. I mean, we go across the mountain. She's got to have something behind
So
her
we
ear.
ain't taking her to
pill.
Dollywood.
No, not to Dollywood. If she
No.
goes, she'll watch.
She'll watch her ride the train or
Right,
something.
right.
What we've got right here for you is something that's really neat. It's called the Cove. Of course, we just wrapped up an outstanding celebration with Will Graham at Freedom Hall in Johnson City. Just concluded Sunday. Had well over 1,000 folks give decisions for the Lord, which is awesome. And so we told this gentleman here he's going to be our official, unofficial, or official spokesperson for the Cove, which is the facility in Black Mountain, North Carolina, right outside of Asheville. And so this is the cove.org. This is the website. I mean, this is the schedule. Check out this picture right here so I can get up here and do it justice. That is gorgeous, absolute gorgeous. And so when you get up there, it's like it's a little slice of heaven, no question. The cove.org, and you got all kinds of activities coming up. I'm not going to steal your thunder, so for the remaining few minutes here, tell me some of the things that are coming.
A couple of things I wanted to mention. I don't think we said before. Will Graham on August the 10th, 11th, and 12th will have a free 3-day seminar. He'll be speaking from the book of Samuel. That's free. And a lot of folks that saw Will for the first time this weekend, and it was a tremendous weekend, Tom. Tremendous weekend. And I've talked to a couple of people at with BGA, and 61,000 people viewed online. 61,000.
Online, not at Freedom Hall,
Yeah,
but over
61,000 online. And
incredible.
Freedom Hall, I think the total, including Kids Fest, was about 16,000 for 3 nights. Will and the Kids Fest, and it went over well. And of course, you know where he's going to Australia. I think he's flying down this week. Looking at his schedule, Bob Hickling, as you met Bob, ran the go. He left yesterday morning, Hawaii, and will be in Hawaii after Christmas, sometime after there. He's got, this one is Australia, then Newfoundland. He's going to be in Montana. He's going to be in Canada. About 1 month, he's got a celebration somewhere. And as I think most everybody that I've talked to said, I can't believe how much he sounds like his granddaddy, and powerful. And by the way, if you go to bgea.org, all 3 of the sermons are there, and if you'd like to visit that. But also right at this, matter of fact, right now there's a pastor's retreat going on. And coming up, there's a military retreat, which we had talked about those before. And again, this is the schedule. And without reading all this, go online. You gave the org, the online, of course, the cove.org, and then the phone number. And they'll send you a pamphlet just like this, and it's got the complete schedule in it.
Yeah. And so I'm going to look right here. This is how I got to do things, Darius. I got to go back up here and mark out or I'll just keep repeating the same stuff. So that's all gone. So we're looking at May the 7th, Don Wilton with the Birchfield Brothers, a senior celebration. The 9th to the 11th, Ron Hutchcraft. Chip Ingram's going to be there for the military marriage retreat, May 25th through the 27th. It's a Friday through a Sunday. Ed Stetzer's going to be there, Pastor Renewal Retreat of the Cove. Tim Lundy will be there, Pete Briscoe. In June, Brandon Heath. And then right here, Father's Day weekend, James Brown from the NFL Today, J.B. Brown.
There's still some openings. As of last week, first of this week, there's some openings. So if you'd like to go over, you'd like to attend that, great seminar.
Tony Evans will be there in July. Michael Card's going to be there in music and evening at the Cove with dinner and a concert. with Michael Card. So it goes on and on. All you have to do is go to, again, thecove.org and check it out under the Billy Graham Training Center, the Cove, in, well, they say Asheville, North Carolina, not Black Mountain, but Asheville, North Carolina. Well worth the trip. If you've never been there, it's an awesome facility, no question.
It's off of Interstate 40, exit 55.
Now, before I let him go, I don't know if you can see his shirt, but on his shirt is 106.9 The Light, and that is that's also a radio station that emanates from the Cove in Asheville, North Carolina. So if you are looking for a gospel home for teaching and music and praise music, and I got to get the big guy back on again, but Jim, 106.9 The Light, and so you listen to it all the time, don't you?
All the time, every day. I think Jim told us when we were over there, Tom, they have 400,000 listeners over 7 states, I think. So they have a big audience, and
have a big pocket here in the Tri-Cities. I want to say he told me 30 or 40,000 here in the Tri-Cities.
40,000, right, here in Johnson's, in this Tri-City area.
Tri-Cities area, 106.9 The Light. You need to check it out. It's a great station, great music, great teaching. And again, it's based at the Cove under the umbrella of the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association. It's not just Billy Graham. They have Stanley on there and David Jeremiah. They got the whole arsenal of great preaching, plus music. So good stuff. So what do you want to leave us with today, big guy?
We had a tremendous weekend. We were there, and folks, if you like to hear those sermons, they never go out. And go to bga.org, and all 3 of Will Graham's sermons are on the website. And you can also go to Facebook, and you can pick up those sermons as well. And I've shared those on my Facebook page, and so you can go there and get those anytime.
Good job. We'll
Appreciate you.
I'll be back.
I'll keep back, man.
Cove. Eric would be proud of you.
Okay, well, thank you. Great guy, isn't he?
Yes, Eric, who runs the Cove. He'd be proud of theirs, the mayor of Belog, North Carolina. Won by 1 vote, 17-16, reelected for how long's your term?
2 years.
2 more years.
I can rest now.
Yes, the campaign's over. He campaigned to 33 people. So I guess you can. Did you see all 33?
Most of them. Yeah. The only problem, they go to bed so early. I couldn't catch them after work. But we're working on it.
He left the business card at the door, so he didn't get to all 33. But he canvassed pretty heavy and pretty hot. And how did the person you beat? How did they respond? They okay? They lose?
Yeah, they were good. They were gorgeous losers. I mean, they accepted. They understand. But
up against the icon.
There's always a fight there for the mayor's job. It's a very important job.
It's a tough job. Somebody's got to do it in Belog, North Carolina. So 17-16, he won the mayoral race. He's back in for 2 more years. So his campaign will crank up in the tail end of 2020. Right?
That's right. But we're going to relax for a while.
He's going to kick back.
Yeah.
He's pounding the pavement, those 33 people. So going to let him have some downtime. He and Miss Elizabeth. Give me some taters.
Appreciate you, big guy.
Yes, sir. He's a good man right there. I love this guy very much. That's going to do it from right here. Again, we want to say thanks to all of our guests. It got started with 3 lovely ladies from Science Hill High School. They were doing a great thing called the Clothing Closet at Science Hill. We rolled right into after that. Of course, we had Carmichael, we had Chris McCall, and the Pig Man made his debut here on the show. The segment for dummies. Pig did a great job talking about Tennessee football, and we appreciate him very much. And then we came right back, and we were joined by Carmichael and then Dave Onge. And so we are wrapping this thing up. We're going to sit back here and enjoy this sandwich they were nice enough to give me. That's awful nice. That's pretty cool. Thank you, Chris McCall, for doing that. Hey, we're out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. Be sure and like and share. The show continues to grow. We thank you because it's the Lord's show. This is all about Him. Our verse of the day is Psalms 118:24. It says, I have made this day rejoice and be glad in it. And how could you not walk outside and see this kind of day? Blue skies, light breeze, no humidity. I mean, spring has finally sprung here in the hills of East Tennessee, and it is gorgeous. And, but in my opinion, if it's raining ice pellets, it's gorgeous because the Lord made it. That's how I look at it. So maybe I look at it differently, but no matter what the weather is, whether it's sunny and 80 or snowing and 42 or 32, whatever, I like it because the Lord created it. So out of time, we sincerely thank you for yours. Back in the saddle tomorrow at 11 o'clock. We'll join you again. Big day tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be at Food City in Boones Creek. And then also tomorrow, 4:30 airtime, 5 o'clock first pitch. Elizabeth and Cyclone baseball. It is do or die. If you lose tomorrow night, season's over. If you win, then it gets into a whole new scenario of double elimination. All that at TVA Credit Union Ballpark, formerly Cardinal Park in Johnson City. So for all my guests, and certainly for Andy Dietrich and Tim Copenhaver, these great folks here at Champion Chevrolet, championjc.com is the website to go to. Until we greet you tomorrow from 11 o'clock from Food City right down the road in Boones Creek. It's Tom Taylor saying, as always, thanks for being with us on show number 740. Show 740 today. We're very proud of that. Until we greet you tomorrow, we'll tell you, as always, win or lose, be a good sport. So long, everybody.